By the way,
Check, check. There we go.
Okay.
so
I'm not doing that.
Cash, has your opinion changed about XDefiant? Are you a fan
Oh
now,
no, I
or are
love X
you?
Defiant. You should know this by now.
You weren't too high on it last week. You guys were kind of thrashing on the game a bit.
No, I didn't say any. I said the game needed to work, but I love the game. That hasn't changed.
Okay.
There you go. Now, Maury, you could turn on your camera. Heartless, you in here?
Not being a Call of Duty person, XDefiant looks like the most blandest shooter for me. But I don't know. I'm not the audience, so.
Okay. Does my mic audio sound a little bit clearer now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good.
All right,
You know
you're
what
here.
XDefiant
Heartless.
looks like to me? It looks like
I can't hear Heartless.
I can't hear Heartless either.
Yo,
Yo.
my bad. I muted myself in Discord because you guys are hearing me in Restream.
No, we
I'm
left
not putting my
Restream.
Yeah, I know. I left Restream.
Oh,
but
okay, I got
I had my mic muted. I won't be putting my camera on because I'm having tooth problems. Tooth problems.
Tooth. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Zen Mafia, what's good? Welcome to the stream, Brody. All right, we're good to go. All right, cool. Wait a second.
So what's the prize Funko of that collection right there, Maury?
Dude, there's a couple. I have the Prowler from Into the Spider-Verse, which I think is like 100 right now. I have the Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2. Dude, what else? I have the Quicksilver from WandaVision. There's a couple up there. All my Spider-Verse ones are worth a ton of money. I have a ton of Into the Spider-Verse ones.
I don't mean like
way up at the top.
value wise. I mean like what's your prize? What is your like one that you would never trade or sell? What's the one that's special?
My
What's
BoJack
your
Horseman.
best one? You know, for
Yeah.
me, I have the Spider-Man one from the first game, the Spider-Man 1 game. I have a Funko of that one. That's like the one I would never trade.
I have one of him maskless from Spider-Man 1. That was pretty cool, but I think for me it's my BoJack Horseman. I love my BoJack Horseman.
Okay.
All right, we
Yeah.
in here now. Alrighty.
Still waiting for that really good Street Fighter lineup of Funko Pops. Like, what the fuck, Capcom? You don't like money, you know? But whatever.
All right.
Oh, come on.
Switching in 5, 4. I feel like I'm echoing, guys.
A little bit.
I'm echoing in somebody's thing.
I'm muted. Arliss, are you muted?
I'm right here.
Are you mute? Like,
Do you have on headphones? I'm hearing myself.
Oh, I got headphones on.
Somebody's echoing though. All right,
Here, I'll mute real fast to check.
testing. It's gone now.
Testing
it's gone.
1, 2, 3.
It was gone. All right.
So was it me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
we good. We crisp.
All right, we're all on stream. You're live. Hold up. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to the podcast. My bad. It was just tonight was more on me. I take full responsibility on tonight. My bad. I got a little.
I mean, I
caught
screwed
up.
the pooch there at the end. I'm gonna take some responsibility.
We're gonna blame it on that East Coast traffic because it's legendary. Right? Right,
Yeah,
Cash?
we had
We all
some.
know what's up with that East Coast traffic.
Yeah, we had some minor difficulties, but it's
It got
fine. We're here.
There's
You know what I
actually a
mean?
big fire right next in the town where I am, so it's like
Oh, really?
the freeways are all shut down. Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna get right into it, guys. Let's just go straight into the show. All right, let me go with the introductions. Let's go. Welcome to Gamer Actual. This is your weekly podcast on discussing some of the biggest in gaming news. You can find us on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, with a visual version of this podcast being available on youtube.com/gameractual. This podcast is also brought to you in part by the guys over at X Element. To find out more about X Element, check out the podcast description below. Now, without further ado, I bring to you, well, first and foremost, I'm your host, Cash, and I bring to you my co-host, Germ, Heartless,
What's good?
and our new regular co-host should I say just Maury, or should I say the
Yeah, what should we call you?
GW
Maury or just
GW?
Maury? What,
Yeah, which
Yeah,
do you prefer, Maury? Which
do you
is
want?
it?
Maury's easy. Let's just
Maury?
go with Maury.
Great. Maury is now our new
Maury
regular
it
to
is.
the show. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Maury. Clap it up for Maury one
Everyone.
time.
Round of applause.
Man.
Yo. Clap it up,
Nothing.
clap it up, clap it up.
You're not gonna give him that guac. Come on.
Wait a minute. I don't know what the chat is saying, but hold on. Oh, hey, Maury. Wait. Drupal, is that
Drupal.
oh, okay.
Drupal. Okay.
Oh,
I asked my wife if butt cheeks was one word or if I should spread them apart. Wow, what an
Hey,
intro.
yo.
Welcome.
Oh,
okay, so
man.
there will be more where
Wow.
that comes from. He's
Hey,
got-
yo. Iggy, welcome to the stream. Lord Hades, welcome to the stream. Welcome in, guys. Hades, we kind of have a proposition for you for next week. We could talk to you about that later on, but yeah, that's for later on.
Don't
So
worry,
we're gonna get
keep
right into
your
it,
mind
guys.
out of the gutter, Hades, right away. It's not like that.
Yeah. So, just a quick question. You know, it's our regular thing. What are you guys playing right now? Let's start with Maury. Maury, what are you playing?
So yeah, I was playing a lot of multiverses. Came out full release 2 years later, and I'm really disappointed with it. But that's what I've been playing, sadly. So yeah.
Okay.
Too many
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees online. Like seriously, 80% of lobbies are nothing but Jason right now.
I played the
Yeah.
game. I had gripes with the game, but I'll let other people keep
Yeah,
going.
we'll
Jerem, what
work with-
about you? What are you playing?
For me, unfortunately, I didn't really play any games this week.
Okay.
I just haven't been playing any. The little bit of gaming I did do is I'm back on Diablo 3. It's got its hooks in me again. I was playing it on my Switch, so outside of that, I got the notification that a new season started, and that's where it just got me. But
Okay.
anyway.
All right.
So
Heartless,
yeah,
what about
other
you?
than that, I know Street Fighter this week, which is surprising.
That's
Wow.
surprising.
Very.
Y'all know me with my classic standard
Let the
Street
people.
Fighter.
All right. So for you, I think it's gonna be a different case. Let the people know what you've been doing, specifically outside of like gaming. What have you been doing? There's two things you participated in this week. No.
I'm getting my legs ready for Evo. I've been doing some tournaments, some online tournaments. I've been doing some local tournaments in the cities around me.
Okay.
We got 5th place, 4th place. I got 9th place yesterday, and I think I got 5th place again the other day. So we're just getting ready and we're getting comfortable for Evo.
Oh,
Trying to not go
It's a lot
0-2 at a big tournament.
It's a lot of podiums. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Trying
Yeah.
my best.
Yeah. I played a little bit of multiverses this week. I'm not really feeling it, guys. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not really feeling multiverses. I feel like at first I thought the game was slow. The game is also slow, but there's also like input delays that the game is kind of suffering from, and it's really bothering me. It feels like I have to fight my inputs, fight my controller while I'm fighting my opponent, and it just doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel
Could
great.
that be just internet lag or just
No,
input?
it's not lag. It's not lag.
Yeah.
Like everybody is saying the same thing. I'm not the only one. 'Cause at
have
first I
seen a
thought it
lot
was
of
only me.
gameplay too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it feels like the game feels underwater. Everything just feels very
Very
sluggish.
slow. It's very floaty. I don't like it. And it doesn't feel like the beta that I played. Like what was it last year? It doesn't feel like the same beta. It feels so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, it does. And it's also like their progression system is cooked. Like if you play the game and you've knocked out all your dailies or your weeklies, you just don't get any experience for playing. And I think that's like super bad game design, and it's meant to make you feel like you have to log in every day, and I hate when a game is trying to monetize my time. So
I to be honest, I think the re-release, while I added a lot of extra PvE content, the game fell flat. Other than that, only 3 new characters. It was gone for a year and only 3 new characters. I find
2
that-
years. It was gone for 2 years, Germ.
No,
2
1 year,
years?
last year, right?
2
Isn't
years.
it? It's
I
2
thought it was
years.
1 year.
Year and a half at least, if not 2.
Yeah, about a year and a half. About a year and a half.
Yeah.
It was a year and a half.
It was only 3 new characters. I expected more. I expected like 10, or 8 new characters, but I was disappointed.
Yeah,
Damn.
I agree.
All right, but yeah, this game, one game I've also been playing, which I've been
Yes,
enjoying the shit
yes.
out of. I feel like I have to shout it out at this point. XDefiant, it's getting pretty good. Like I'm really enjoying the game. Like we've gotten our shit rocked a few times, like in a few matches, but overall to me the game is pretty damn good.
Yes, dude, I've put 11 hours in already, and it just dropped this week, which is crazy.
I played 15 hours so far. So,
Jesus, Cash. Jesus.
Okay.
That's awesome. I love
bro,
it.
bro,
The game's not working for me.
it's not
putting it
working
out
for
there.
Yeah, the game's
Wow.
not working for Heartless. It's the
The Ubisoft client entirely is not working for
So
me.
Heartless, I've been doing some research, and you're not the only one. A lot of people are shitting on the Ubisoft client, and people are suggesting that why not just release this shit on Steam and just call it a day, because the Ubisoft client is so buggy and so messed up. And
Do
I
you
agree.
expect that to get better,
I
or is
agree.
it just kind of growing pains of the game?
It's not a game. It's not the game. It's the client. People are having issues with the client. The client is what's crashing Heartless's computer. The client is what's causing the issue, not the
Yo,
game.
I've never had a crash like this before.
Yeah, so it's
I
not the
got a
game.
blue screen
Mm-hmm.
with fragments of what was previously on the screen before. So last time I had my OBS up, and then I got the blue screen, and then I would get literally you could see the display port of OBS in the blue screen. I was like, what the hell? I'd never seen this before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
he sent
before
a
we go
picture
any
in the chat.
farther, I just want to say thanks to Shank for holding it down. Sorry I wasn't able to be here last week, guys, but
Yeah, shout
It
out
is
to
what
Uncle
it is.
Shank. Shout
yeah,
out to
shout out
Shank.
to Shank for holding it down. It was a great podcast.
Trying to swag out on the podcast,
Apparently, Aki left her glasses at his place.
right?
Nah, he was definitely swagged out because that date he went on, she was
Exactly.
watching the podcast, and then she made him leave the podcast. So,
Right. Yeah,
something happened.
something happened.
The best
know?
wingmen in the business right here, Heartless and Cash. Yeah.
So, all right. So, some games that were released this week was the World Prince of Persia, which I look for a video. I'm working on a video for that. Should be dropping at some point this week. Ultimate Godspeed. Don't know what that is. Cupid, Parasite, Sweet and
There's a
Spicy Darling.
description. I put a description, Heart. I put a description. Of what
Wait,
kind
wait,
of game it is.
multiplayer party racing game developed by Nonoko. I don't know that developer. Is it the developer or the publisher?
I don't know,
Oh,
it's
developed by
developer.
Nonoko. Yeah.
Yeah, I just put a credit so that we can know who made it.
All right. Cupid, Parasite, Sweet and Spicy Darling. That sounds like some kind of dating game. Oh, there you go. Marriage Planner Date Sim developed by Omote. I don't know who that is either. Multiverses. We already discussed Multiverses. You guys at this point know what that is. Old World. Reuse or Rios. Am I saying that correctly? Rios 2.
I would assume Rios.
Yeah,
Maybe Roos.
It
Like
looks
for
like
Zeus?
Rios or Roos. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
Roos. Aster, Blade of the Monolith, Scald against the Black Priory. Shit. Learn to read, Jay. Anyway, Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip. Abstract action adventure RPG developed by Super Rare Games. What did Super Rare develop? That sounds familiar. That developer sounds familiar.
I know of Rare Games,
Yeah.
but not
That's-
super rare.
No, I've never heard of Super Rare.
Paper Mario 1000-Year Door,
Came
which
out last
Germ,
week,
yeah,
but
Germ
I
has
wanted my
talked.
chance to talk about it
Yeah,
because you guys were dunking on the game last week.
Okay, Germ. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you have the floor.
So
right.
we want to talk about the new releases first. I'll get to that afterwards.
Okay, all right. Rogue Prince of Persia. Heartless doesn't like it, but it's intriguing to me at least. The whole Souls like aspect, I guess you could say, or not Souls like. What is that called again? Um, the rogue-like aspect of the game. I actually like that idea for a Prince of Persia game, so I'm looking forward to it because it kind of lends itself to it because of the whole rewind and all that stuff. Because since they did that with Sands of Time, I noticed they've tried to make that a real like mechanic within this Prince of Persia universe, the whole rewind time and all that stuff. So I like the idea of that. It works for this
I like it
particular.
too. I especially like the price even more. It's only $20.
It's only
I mean,
$20,
seriously.
right? So
Granted, it's really short, but still.
yeah, so Ultimate Godspeed I haven't really looked at this game extensively, so but it doesn't really seem like my cup of tea, but hey, I won't
It's
yuck
like a
anybody's yum.
Mario Kart. Like
Exactly.
think of like the best parts of like Tony Hawk games, like skateboarding, but also Mario Kart. It's like a fusion of those gameplay styles, and for kids for a show. But I find it interesting it's on PC because that looks very much like a Switch title. I don't see a lot of PC gamers like trying to get into that, but hey, maybe I'm
Wait,
wrong.
wait. I'm looking at the chat. Give me a second. So, Razor Tech, am I saying that correctly? Razor Tech 98 asked the question, said, "Are you a different animal and the same beast?" That's
You know
very
what
tricky.
Do
What?
you know what
What's
that's
that?
from though?
No, I have no
Yeah.
idea. Help me
That's
out
from the
here.
Kobe and
Kobe
Kanye
Bryant.
commercial.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then Kanye's like, "What the fuck did you just
What the
say,
hell does that
Kobe?"
even mean, Kobe Bryant?
That was pretty good. That's pretty
How
good.
many records can my records beat? Or how many more records?
Yep.
What a
But-
what a savant. What a savant Kobe
But
was.
yeah, Rios or Roos. I think it's Roos because it's kind of ringing a bell right now. Roos.
Sure.
I'm not really sure about this game, bro. I don't know how you guys
Yeah.
feel about it, but I can pull it
It-
up for the chat to
It
see.
looks like Terraria had a baby with Pal World, if you ask me. Very, very similar. Like it's 2D Terraria, style gameplay. But it's resource management like Pal World is, where you gather the resources and you build like society and build like an ecosystem for yourself and try to survive and stuff.
Mhm.
It's just like that. Those two games had a baby, and here you have Bruce.
So, Maury, did you play Power World? What do you think about it?
I never played Pal World, man. I skipped out on that. I feel pretty guilty because I know it was really great on Xbox, but I didn't get a chance to try it out. So I still have no opinions on Pal World.
Oh, okay, the
It's
game is
fun.
pretty fun. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
like
already
Pokemon
covered
with
it.
guns.
I think
You
that's an
know-
oversimplification, but I guess you could say
It
that.
is.
Yeah.
The thing that breaks my heart about a game like Power World is like these kind of games though they're more like fads, and they're really they're really most fun when everybody's on the fad. But then when everybody's off the fad, it's like it's hard to get back into it. It's like, will I find people to play with?
Right.
The fad is over.
Right.
But we haven't
Games
heard
like
anyone
those-
talk about Power World in a long time.
I agree 100% with Heartless said. Games like those, they live in the moment, and then people just go back to Pokemon, when the fad's over, and it's a shame,
Welcome in, I'm Devil's Play. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. But yeah, I enjoyed the game. But again, if you're not playing with someone, because I feel like the game's designed to have like playing with friends, and if you don't really have people to play with, you could still have some enjoyment. But overall, I feel like you're gonna eventually leave the game.
Well, what keeps people playing Pokemon is eventually the meta, the PvP part of it, and that game really didn't have that.
It doesn't have that yet. It
So,
doesn't have that yet. They're
yeah.
still working on it.
Yeah, so it kind of lost probably its opportunity because people probably are back to Pokemon already,
Yeah, but we know when they release that the hype will be in and people will go back to it.
Yeah, people are gonna go back,
For a
and if it's
minute,
good,
yeah.
they'll stay. No, if it's good, they'll stay. I think if it's good enough, it will keep people there.
Watch, Nintendo will release a Pokemon title roughly a few months later, and then
Yeah,
that'll
bro.
suck all the
Pokemon
life out of it.
Arceus 2 is on the way. I promise you. Pokemon Arceus 2 is on the way. Because it's very simple. It's very similar to Power World. Very
That seems
similar.
to be the cycle. That seems to always
No
be the
guns,
cycle.
No guns. You're probably gonna have like a Pokemon gun, like a Pokemon that has a gun the most.
That seems to be the cycle. All these games come out, they like try to do what Nintendo's gonna do, and then Nintendo releases their title, and then it's just kind of gone.
Right. So
I mean, we like Pokemon.
yeah,
yeah, we do. Who doesn't love Pokemon, bro?
I put
Only
like
bitter people.
200 hours into XY.
Damn.
The 3DS days. I put a bunch of hours.
Only bitter people was crazy because I have a terrible confession for the group.
You don't like Pokemon.
I've tried.
You're bitter.
Well, no. Let's rephrase this.
Mhm.
What do you think of when you see a Pikachu?
Pokemon.
I
Smash
I
Brothers.
don't. Yeah, Smash Bros. Smash
memories,
Bros.
You
childhood
don't. No, you don't
memories.
think like, oh, it's a
Nice
cute
thing,
thing.
you
It's a
know?
Pokemon. It's like it's nostalgic. It's
Yeah.
something that we all recognize and can kind of. You don't see that?
I recognize it, but
What-
It's
it
something
doesn't
that
bring
you-
nostalgia for me.
That's what I was
It
about to
brings
ask.
this
What's
guy-
your
it brings back all
what's your
kinds of memories.
relationship? I was about to
When
ask
I
him.
see a Pikachu, I think of that song, the lead, the main song of Pokemon. It's like it instantly rings in your head,
Yeah,
It's
but
so
that's not
entwined
his
with it.
relate. You have to also think about it. His relationship with Pokemon is different than ours. That's what
Yeah,
it
that's
is. That's
true.
what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think the games are awesome. Like I love the joy that they bring for others, but I've tried to play recent entries in the franchise because as a kid I wasn't able to play them.
That's
Street Fighter,
why.
a lot of players are connected more with Jury these days than they are ever were with Ryu, or probably ever will be with Ryu. You
Mm.
know, that Ryu speaks to our generation. Jury and characters like that, they speak to the current state of Street Fighter gamers.
All
But,
right. So, all right,
Yeah.
back to the whole Paper Mario thing. Jerem, what's your take on this whole Paper Mario
So
situation?
you guys misbranded that game altogether. First of all,
Man.
you guys were treating it like it was a new game. The Thousand Year Door is a remaster of an old GameCube Paper Mario game that came out way back in the day. By the way, one of the greatest Mario games ever. It's more of an RPG kind of experience, but it does have sort of traditional platformy elements to it. What made the game so iconic at the time was
Mhm,
you had the paper the paper look to it,
mhm.
but you could flip the world to being on its axis to get a whole new angle because everything's 2D, and it'd become like sort of a 3D experience. And when you did that, you were able to see things that may have been behind walls and different stuff like that. It was super, super fun gameplay at the time. And anytime that you fought a person, you had weapons and stuff, and it was more of a turn-based RPG style. But what the game, a lot of the cool stuff they've added to this game was it had like this cool music thing that you're able to make like music now. You're able to make your own custom builds. You're able to. It has like sort of this. You see how he's like on the stage there. You're able to have like staged battles now and have companions. So they added a bunch of new elements like that to this version of the game. Like if you probably watch this for a minute, eventually he's gonna flip the camera and he's gonna be able to see like what's behind things. So and that's what's really cool about this game. And it's a shame that Paper Mario never made it into Smash, by the way, to be honest. I would love to have instead of Game & Watch, they should have Paper Mario.
Game and Watch was the birth of Nintendo, though. That's why they kind of have to
I
have him in
understand
there.
the nostalgia, but they should have both. But maybe he'll be in the next Smash.
More,
Guys,
can you see the game?
I can see the game. Yeah, no, I remember I guess would have been episode 13. Me and Jerm were talking before the pod, and he was like, dude, you have to get Thousand Year Door. You have to play it. I do still plan on buying it. I didn't buy it when it released. I do want to jump in and see what it's about. It looks awesome. It looks fun. Like, I don't have like definitive opinions, but I want to play it.
It's one of the best games that was available on the GameCube at the time. Like when this game first came out, it was one of the best titles on that system. It's
Also-
a great title. Check it out. The only thing I'm hung up on is it's a $60 game, which I don't know if this game is worth $60. Based on when I played it in the GameCube days, I don't know. That's what I'm really on the fence
It's
about. is
Nintendo,
paying
though.
$60 for
What
this.
games does Nintendo sell that is
Yeah,
below
exactly.
that price point? They usually sell
I
their
don't
games
know.
at $60.
That is a tough.
like the way
entry
you're
point
thinking,
for me.
Jerome.
That's a tough entry point for me.
I hate
for a
Harless.
game that I've already played, But this game is absolutely worth your time. I can guarantee that. It is so fun.
No Soul came
plus,
in hashtag
you know,
worth
Harless-
60.
You don't like platformers? That's well documented on this podcast. This game might
Well
be a fresh
documented.
take for you on Mario. I would say give it a chance. Give it a chance. You might like this one.
Okay.
For
Alright.
$60, I'm gonna have to,
For
pass.
me, who loves turn-based like RPG gaming, I'm a total fan of this. This is if there's any like remake for a game, I would say Nintendo's made. This would be one that's worth. When it goes on sale, pick it up. Pick it up if it ever does. Nintendo games
No
never.
shot.
Nintendo
shot.
games don't go on sale, so that's never
Nope.
gonna happen.
Buy the physical copy at like a.
I
like
can't
on
recall
Amazon.
ever seeing a Nintendo Switch game on sale. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't usually see those games, and it's very rare.
They don't even sell them for cheap at like GameStops.
Bro,
Like,
Walmart, none of them.
no,
none of 'em.
never.
There's a couple of iconic characters that came from this game. If anyone's seen the memes of a Yoshi, like all the colored Yoshis that have mohawks, there's a meme that was going around about that for a while. They're like
Hmm.
edgy Yoshis or whatever. They're
Mhm.
from this game. That's
Oh,
where this
okay.
meme comes from the
Okay.
original one. So yeah, if you're interested, if you're a fan of that meme or if you're a fan of that, this is the source. This is where it came from.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah.
check this game out. It's worth your time from just a gameplay perspective.
I
And
feel like
you know,
Germ
you
Sick-
guys know how I feel about gameplay. Gameplay is I love gameplay.
I
And
feel
this
like
game gets addictive.
Germ secretly works for Nintendo.
You wish. I ain't got. They don't pay. They should be paying me at this point.
But yeah,
If
so
I leave
let's
Nintendo, if you heard that, I'll take offers.
uh, well, yeah. So let's get into some of our main topics this week. One of the biggest rumors that's been going around was a lot of Resident Evil rumors. So first, there was the rumor of Resident Evil 9 potentially being the main character being Leon S. Kennedy. There's also talks of the remakes that are on the way, which is Resident Evil 1 and possibly, I think they said Code Veronica. Now it's being rumored that Resident Evil 0 is also on the docket for that. What are your thoughts about those things? Maury, I'll start with you and then we can work around.
Yeah, so I'm a fairly new Resident Evil fan. I did not grow up with the game, so I got in on the 2019 remake of Resident Evil 2. And since then, I've gone back and played a ton of them, and I've loved my time. I think we're due for something from Capcom Resident Evil related. They usually have something released every year, if not a DLC, a full title.
Right.
I wonder what will come first, if it's RE9 or if it's one of these remakes. What I do believe is that we will see it in 2025, and I believe that we will get a reveal for one of them at Summer Games Fest. And I'm excited. I've played Resident Evil 0 HD remake that they released on like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and I probably got like 4 hours in. I really enjoyed my time with it. I'd love to see it remade from the ground up. I think that's a good pick. I'm surprised that like all the rumors were true about them not remaking Resident Evil 5. I think it makes sense because the game still holds pretty well even after all this time. It's still serviceable. So I think we'll probably see that later down the road. But personally, between the two, between Code Veronica and Zero, I hope that Zero comes out first. And I do kind of think the remake will come out before Resident Evil 9. So yeah, I think we'll get a reveal at Summer Games Fest.
Heartless, what about you?
I personally have never played a Resident Evil in my life. Yo, you see Cash's eyes light up.
Because
Yeah.
bro, listen, I'm a major Resident Evil fan. So to hear
I
that
know,
is kind of
I know. Yo, listen, if they come out with listen, ever since I started streaming and I've gotten more into video games, I've been more open-minded to games.
Mhm.
If they come out with a new Resident Evil and it looks like something that I don't like I don't want to be the guy that's never played a Resident Evil game, you know? I don't want to be the guy that's never played a Final Fantasy game. I don't want to be the guy that has never touched a modern platformer. But fuck them platformers. Anyways,
no.
Damn. Damn.
if Resident Evil comes out and it looks like an experience, a cool experience, I might buy it. I might buy it because everyone around me loves Resident Evil.
Look at Resident Evil 2 remake, please, and Resident
I was about to say,
Evil
hold on.
3.
Yeah,
Those
the
two.
RE4 remake did nothing for you?
Take it
I'm-
all the way
I'm-
back.
I started
Take it all
streaming
the way back
last
to the
year,
roots.
and it was never Resident Evil was never on my radar. And I only like just when I started streaming, people were playing Resident Evil around me, and then it really still wasn't on my radar. And then now all the people close to me talk about Resident Evil, and they're all like, "Bro, you have not played Resident Evil?"
Bro, I would pay money to watch you stream Resident Evil because I know that's gonna be fucking hilarious, bro.
I think that would be.
Also,
change the challenge.
se-
Change the
se-
challenge instead of a platformer.
No,
be
no,
a
no, no,
Resident
no, no.
Evil.
He needs to do 2 at this point. Separate and apart
Yeah.
from that, Bello also needs to. I'm gonna call you out on the podcast, Bello. He needs to stream Resident Evil as well. This man has been ducking Resident Evil for a long time, since last year. Bello, if you're listening, we need to see Resident Evil on your stream. There you go. But yeah.
For me, yeah, Bello, make it happen. You gotta honor that challenge.
Oh yes.
I see you stream a lot of RPG games and it's time to get into horror now. Branching that new audience. Resident Evil news is great. I like Resident Evil games. I'm a big fan of the series as a whole, but I agree with what Maury said. I don't know if 5 or 6 need to be remade. To be honest, I'd be great if they retcon both those games because those stories sucked. They weren't good.
No,
It'd be great if they
I
just
like
retconned
5.
them.
I like 5.
I
That was fun. 6.
I would like a fresh start for the series, to be honest. Maybe make it kind of like what they did with Street Fighter 3, where it's just that happens so far in the future or whatever. It's just like they're building up to it. Maybe they'll address it later. I don't know. But it would be I don't know if it needs to be remade. That said, yeah, what Katie says, 6 is trash. 6 is so bad.
Definitely, that's exactly what I said. So 5, I think the reason why 5 is gonna take longer is because it was a co-op game. So that's potentially why it's gonna take a longer time. But when it comes to like the remakes, continue, Jeremiah, and then I'll share my thoughts. My bad.
I'm kind of glad. For me, 0 and was it Code Veronica are probably my least favorite games of the whole series. I mean, I played them and I enjoyed them. But at the time, I enjoyed the other ones more. Like I don't know if they're considered side titles or not, but I enjoyed the other ones so much more, like the original ones, the base. I enjoyed those ones a lot more. So they kind of got swept under the radar, even though I know they have their fans. I'm not sure if I'm excited for a remake of those ones. Can those stand on their own? Would you pay $60 for each? I don't know. Maybe
for
they'd have to
what?
bundle them
Hold
together
up,
for me
wait
to
a
buy them.
minute. Stop for a second. What did you just say?
Can they be? I don't know. Like, should they be bundled together?
No.
In one like remake?
No.
Because I don't know if I would pay $60 for each of them. I just don't know.
What do you mean, Code Veronica and 0?
0, yeah.
0 was a full game, bro. Code Veronica.
I played it.
Code Veronica was shorter. Code Veronica.
But not as much as
was
the others.
Yeah, Code Veronica was shorter, but
aren't they similar in length to like Resident Evil 3?
3 was short too because they cut a lot of stuff out of the remake.
0's more like the Resident Evil remake, the first one, the remake they did. It's more like
I don't like what they did with that remake, the tank remake. I didn't consider it a remake. It was more of a remaster in my opinion. But hey.
So let me ask a question to Germ. I actually want to pick your brain real quick, Germ. So are you saying even though you have your problems with 5, you'd rather see 5 remade than Code Veronica or 0?
I stand by what I said. I prefer to have both those stories just retconned.
No,
right
for what? Wait, what? Why? I want to know why.
I just didn't like gameplay wise. I don't have as many gripes about the gameplay. It's story wise.
But what about
not vibing with it?
But what about what about the story of 5 did you not like? I want to know. You need to break this down for me.
The whole Wesker thing, the way they did Wesker's character, the way Jill got like kidnapped like that, the way the whole story unfolded, I just really didn't like it. It was very, very, very. It just was very unsatisfying.
I didn't mind the story. The only issue I had with Resident Evil 5 was Chris punching that fucking boulder. That's it.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was
mean
nuts.
to hell. That was mean to hell, bro, and back, bro.
And I know Resident Evil 5's got that whole like, is it racist subline or whatever that people have been talking about these days. But I don't care about that. It's just whatever. That's whatever.
I don't give a shit about that. I'm gonna be honest with you because I didn't think that was racist.
It's just I ain't vibing with it. I want that gone.
No, I love bro. That
bro,
personally, that's when I actually fell in love with Wesker. I feel like Resident Evil 5's Wesker was the fucking boss, bro. I don't know what anybody has to say about that.
I actually preferred the mystery of his character more before because he was like that bad guy behind the scenes, and 5 really revealed so much about him that I lost interest in him. Because I had my own sort of headcanon, you know what I mean?
But you had to go somewhere.
Kind of took that away from me, and I didn't appreciate that. But maybe that's just me,
Yeah, you had to go somewhere. Like, realistically, you had to go somewhere. Like, there's no way you're going to have a villain, like, last that long without you kind of wrapping up that storyline. The storyline
It
had
was
to wrap
kinda like
wrap
that
up somewhere.
Wizard of Oz situation. Like once you see what's behind
Behind
the
the curtain?
curtain, you're not interested
I
anymore.
feel
You
like
know?
I can understand that. I could get that.
But
But
that's how it landed on me. You know.
yeah.
This is a fun little question. Do you think it's the butterfly effect that after Chris punched the boulder, do you think that's the reason why we watched Ethan Winters literally reattach his arm in the later games?
Bro,
Is
let's-
that why it happened?
let's
Is
not
that is that the moment that they let it all go?
Bro,
Well,
let's
the
not even
whole
talk
thing with
about
that
Ethan
has
Winters.
like a lore significance. Like
I
apparently
don't
that
hate Ethan.
parasite or whatever that's in him gives him dreaded abilities.
Hey,
like that.
spoilers. For those who didn't play the game. Spoilers.
Yikes. Yikes.
Jesus, Germ.
Come on, Germ. What are you doing to me,
It's
man?
been
I haven't
10
played it
years.
yet.
Anyone who hasn't played the game, that's on them. At this
What
point.
Resident? Which one? 7?
Resident Evil 7, yeah.
It's been
Anyone who
how
hasn't
long?
Played the game, that's on them. at
How
this
long
point.
has it
It
been?
was 2015, 2017.
It's been almost 10 years. If you haven't played the game by now,
Stop, bro. Now you're making me
that's
feel
on
old. You're lying.
you. You haven't played it?
7?
Dude, you have 8 kids.
Bro, I
You-
beat
you are old.
I'm pretty much beat every single Resident Evil on stream, except for like 2.
So you have beaten 7.
Yeah, I've beaten 7. I've beaten
Okay,
7
so,
on
yeah,
stream.
so you're valid. You're valid. I mean,
I've
but
beaten 8
anyone-
on
come
stream. I've beaten 8 on stream as well.
Okay, when it comes to spoilers,
Mhm.
2 years, maybe 3 years.
Just still
is
put the spoiler.
okay.
Just put spoiler.
But when it gets
alert.
to be more than 3 years, and the spoilers are
Heartless.
no longer a thing.
Hold
you
up,
know,
Heartless.
because you had plenty of chance.
Hold
to
up,
experience,
Heartless, is this not doing anything for you? This whole shit.
What I'm seeing on screen, like
Yeah.
this looks sick.
This
This looks
is
sick.
This is
Let's
Resident.
go.
This is Resident Evil 2 remake, bro.
It's so good.
Is
It's
this the
so
most
good.
recent one released?
No.
No, this was
That-
2019.
This is 20.
What's the most
yeah.
recent one released?
RE4 remake.
Four RE4
remake.
remake, and that looks amazing, bro.
Put that on the screen.
Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm
Resident Evil 4
I'm
looks
gonna
very
start
much
playing
like
it tomorrow on stream. Heartless, it's my game. It's my next
So
game.
good. So
Yeah.
good.
It's my Enter the Backlog game. But
I
this
haven't
game is
played
one.
8 though. 8 is the only part of
8
the series I have.
8
not
is
played yet.
kind of like out there, bro. 8 is out
That's
there.
what I keep. To be honest, I liked the game, the fresh take of 7.
Yo, the tension
but
in
I
this
didn't
game,
love it
bro.
enough
Trust
to
me,
wanna
bro.
play 8. You know?
The tension in this game is insane, bro.
But
Wait.
I haven't played any of these remakes either. By the
Hold
way,
up, let me
Um,
put
What?
out Resident
I
Evil
haven't played
4.
any of them.
Germ, you're
No,
lying, dude.
No, I haven't. I haven't. I'm gonna be like Heartless for a minute. Games are expensive, man. You know, I have to select
Stop
the
it!
games
Stop
I
it!
have to
No!
buy,
No!
you
No!
know?
No! No! You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that.
That's awesome.
This
Games
is
come
Resi-
out too damn fast for me to be able to play them in the time frame that they come out.
This is
Right.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
They need to make it
Heartless.
Fortnite. If they would only Fortnite their games, then we wouldn't have to pay so much. I'm sorry, Heartless. I love you.
I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say,
I stand by
I-
that. If
I know,
Fortnite
I
can
know you
figure
do.
out how to sell a game for nothing and still be in business for 10 years, then I don't feel bad for none of these people.
I could afford
spitting.
games no matter what price they charge, as long as they didn't come out so fucking fast. If they didn't come out so damn fast, I'd be able to pay whatever price. But now, I can't buy a $60, $70 game every 2 months. I just can't. Like, who
I
can
get
do
it.
that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I don't
agree.
think that, and that's not how the industry was. Like, especially like in the 90s, you got a game, you probably played that for a couple of months, bro. Think about
Well,
that.
Mhm.
well, before, big titles used to only come out maybe 3 or 4 times a year. You know?
Exactly, right?
And now it's like, and granted, there were smaller games that came out in between, but you didn't buy those. You bought them when GameStop when they were $5. You know,
I
but
partially
the,
blame it.
the
I
big
partially
ones you
blame it
bought on
the
release,
internet.
but there's only a few a year.
I partially
So-
blame that on the internet. It's because access is so up there now. Like, it's the same thing with music, like we were discussing before the podcast. The consumption of music has gotten so high. You've seen artists drop albums like twice, 3 times in 1 year sometimes, and I'm like,
Artists
what are
drop
you guys
singles
doing?
now. They don't even drop full albums. anymore.
Exactly. So it's like they're taking less time. They're taking less time on their project and just kind of like rapidly pushing them out. And it also goes back to what you were saying, Jerm. Like, it feels like the industry is cannibalizing itself. Like, there's no time to like sit and kind of like enjoy, like fully enjoy and envelop a game, like play a
I
game.
cannot play a game to its fullest experience in
No.
2 months.
No.
Cannot do that. I have a job. I have a life.
Not
I
only
have
that, a game comes
responsibilities,
out.
you know?
A game will come.
Yeah.
Like, think about the list that we had just now. We had about 10 games that came out this week. Granted, not all of them are like AAA or whatever, but like,
We've had weeks where there's been almost 20 games come out. You know?
bro, and
Yeah.
like, how do you play these games? Like it's very difficult nowadays, bro. And like, as a
think-
content creator, on top of all of that, it's like it's exponentially worse
This is
because
why I
you feel
think
like you
people are
can't stay
so
on it because you got to
entrenched
keep
in
moving to the next
certain-
one.
This is why I think people are so entrenched in certain genre of games because it's comfortable for them. They're not willing to go outside their comfort zone. Maybe they would if games came out less frequently, but of a higher quality, so that you could, maybe give a game a chance because you have that little bit of extra income. Be like, hey, sure, I'll give it a chance, and I'll give it I'll give it a few months before the game I actually want to come out comes out, next year or whatever,
Bro,
Now,
mm,
you're
games are
stuck with-
way
Yeah.
too expensive. One of the things
Yeah.
I need to touch back on with Resident Evil, as far as Resident Evil is concerned, I personally prefer that they remake Resident Evil 1 because I feel like that would complete the trilogy as opposed to jumping to 0.
I have a take on that, Cash. Is
What?
I would like if they remade Resident Evil 1, but not like this, not in this third person style. I
No.
would like it if they remade it in the way they did 7, in
No.
that first person
No.
style. I would
No.
really like
No, because it would mess with the trilogy. Look, think about Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake. They were all made in that style. So Resident
they
Evil
already-
1 logically should be also in that style to kind of like make that whole trilogy like seem like a continuous kind of narrative in a sense. That's what I think. And it's the
I
same
see your
thing with
point
4.
there.
Yeah, and then
But it
4 and
also
4 is
seems
also pretty
weird.
similar.
It also seems weird that they come out with that cool play style of 7 and now they're just sitting on it. They
No, they're
haven't
not
really
sitting
done-
on it.
other
I
than
think
8, they haven't really done
I feel
anything.
like moving forward, I feel like they're trying to separate the Resident Evil. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like that's what they're doing because if 9 is now going to be, we're gonna follow Leon in 9, right? That means that the Ethan story is either gonna wrap up in 9 or they're gonna make it a spin-off. Or are they
Yeah.
just done with Ethan's story altogether? Because we
I
know,
hope they're done
spoilers,
with his
at the
story.
end, we saw that Ethan was still alive.
No spoiler alert on that.
I did say spoilers. I did say spoilers. We saw that Ethan was still. He didn't die. We saw
But,
that he was walking when they were driving off.
But the what I loved about 7 is the whole tension that we had that tension element the original had when you played them, or the first few,
What do-
and that it's just kind of a shame that they would sit on that. Maybe do that, but do it as a new IP. That style of gameplay has a lot of promise. I would like to see them come back
Pause.
to it. It doesn't
Pause,
necessarily
pause.
have to be Resident Evil. Could be something else.
Who the hell is Ethan? So Ethan, Danny, Ethan was the protagonist for Resident Evil 7 and 8.
Some bum.
Some
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
He's a
Dogging
suck.
on Ethan.
Some dude that's
So
chasing
Titus
after a
also came
girl.
in and asked this question. What are we talking about? RE9 is going to be first person still.
That's confirmed.
I don't know if that's confirmed yet. No one knows if that's confirmed yet. Titus, and chances are they might do the whole thing like they did with Resident Evil 8, where you can play it in third person and first person. Because I'm pretty sure I think we're at the level where
cool
you
to
can
have
pull
both.
those off. So
Yeah.
going
That
back
would
to what Germ
satisfy
said,
both sides.
right? Exactly. So now I'm going back to what you said now, Germ. That if they did that for Resident Evil 1, that would be cool.
That would be cool. That would satisfy both. That would
Exactly.
immediately satisfy me. I think that would be great.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what they should do, I think.
That would be a great marriage of two great play styles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm behind that. That'd be cool.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for Resident Evil stuff. There was also talks of Atari. Jerem, I think you have more detail on that. You want to fill us in on what's going on with Atari?
So, Atari has acquired one of its longtime rivals in television, and everything that the full rights to the company's name and game catalog. Which, let me see what games in television has. Nothing. Pitfall is one. Just a bunch of arcade titles. Astro Smash, a Dungeons and Dragons game. There's this game where it's like you're like a bartender and you have to like serve drinks in the arcade.
Mm.
A bunch of old
Ain't no
arcade
way.
titles. Yeah, they acquired all that stuff.
Okay. What is
Um,
Atari planning? That's what I want to know. Is Atari trying to evolve into something else, or are they still trying to focus on gaming? I didn't even
wonder
know
if they're gonna make
personally.
a
I
retro
didn't know
game
Atari was
store.
still around. To be honest with y'all, I know they like
Yeah.
re-released some consoles or whatever, but it was more retro focused. I didn't know Atari was still out here acquiring companies and doing all this stuff. It's crazy.
Didn't they
Mhm.
just release like that 50 game like
Yes.
remake thing on Switch? I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
So it's
seem to
like,
stand in the same kind of place that SNK is these days, where they're selling nostalgia, and Konami, they're selling nostalgia. A bunch of old games, package it all up, with like in like digital storefronts and stuff that you have to stream. That seems to be like what that
and
seems to be what they're doing these days.
they're not licensing out their stuff either. Think about that. They're not even licensing out their stuff. It's just, you know.
Well, they're for sure out of the console game. We know that.
Mm.
So, um, I don't know. It's interesting news, but the real interesting part of this story, if you ask me, is um, it's a continuing trend where the industry is starting to consolidate again, where biz companies are buying up more companies, and like Microsoft, Blizzard, and Sony buying Bungie, and all this different stuff. They're all starting to consolidate more and more and more and more and more.
Right.
I would like to see. This is something that we should keep an eye on to see what companies are buying what, and and see where money's flowing these days, so that we can just see. We should just keep an eye on this type of stuff because it's just probably not too long before other companies buy other big companies.
I also
Like
think that
another Microsoft Blizzard type deal.
I also think games companies are also trying to break into TV as well. Because, like I said, I feel like newer like video game adaptations, like movies that are video game adaptations, are now. I think they're pretty good. They're being pretty good. You know what I mean? So I think,
Where I see this
I'd
going is,
agree.
yeah, they're
yeah,
getting better. They're definitely
yeah.
getting better. So I have hope in a lot of like video
What should
game
we be
product.
watching for is a company like Time Warner, or a company like, or Metro, or old movie making type companies. If they
Mm-hmm.
start buying up game studios, that's well, that, because the movie industry is really struggling. So probably the next big thing for them would be to buy up game studios.
Right.
So that's what we should be watching out
What do
for,
you mean,
probably.
like the movie industry, right? Buying up game
Yeah, like
studios.
actual, like Warner Brothers is already in it, but like other companies that make movies.
Yeah,
I can't think of any off the top
I'm
of my
pretty sure
head, but
Sony is not letting go of their IPs. They're just gonna, because they already have their movie studios. They're just turn that,
what's a
just
big
evolve
studio that
that into
makes only
something else,
movies? Um,
right?
Disney, obviously. Like, say if Disney, if they start buying up game studios, we should start. That's when we should start paying attention.
Right. All right. So the biggest thing this week is probably the PlayStation State of Play. So we're gonna skip that and we're gonna go down to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. Jerm, you wanted to talk about this?
Yeah, so there's a new Ninja Turtles Mutant Unleashed game. It's like a Diablo-esque style RPG game coming out. And they announced a collector's edition where it includes the game, the physical version of the game, a season pass, a pizza van statue, an LED sign, 5
Wait, wait,
pin
wait.
badges,
Mm-hmm.
4 patches, a mouse mat, a notebook, pen, art book, poster, stickers, and a collector's box.
That's
But wait,
kind of
All
sick.
that
but
all that for $60. That's the deluxe edition. And then there's a collector's edition, sorry, let me rewind. The collector's edition includes a steelbook, the pins, and the keychains, and an art book. That's $60.
mm-hmm.
The $200 version includes everything I said, with the sign and the badges and the season pass and the van statue. It includes all that for $200. The real kicker on this is it's exclusive only to PlayStation 5 version and the Switch version. So Xbox people, you guys are and PC, you guys are left out.
But
That's
no,
interesting.
but the crazy
Yeah.
thing is though, like I'm just trying to think about it. Didn't they just recently release a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? How many of these games are they gonna release, bro? Wait a minute.
Dude, there's been so many. There's been
Shadow-
so
Ninja-
many.
Yo, I had to
Let's
just
talk
go
about the
look.
Ninja Turtles as a whole. Like, how many times are they gonna get rebranded?
No, but
Think about
wait,
that,
but wait for a second. Remember, I just talked about Splintered Fate. I had to go look because I was like, "Is that the same game?" No, it's not. It's something totally different. This is Mutant Unleashed. I don't even know what this is, bro.
Familiar,
NG
right? That's
Natural,
familiar.
welcome to the podcast. Welcome into Gamer Actual.
And the Street Fighter thing.
In the
Yeah.
Street Fighter thing, they keep rebranding these characters, bro. They're gonna milk these poor things, bro.
Isn't it crazy? Like since what 1980 something, the Ninja
And the
Turtles have been
movies.
reinvented probably
Movies.
what 10 times. That's
Mhm.
been
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't
story
even
never
know.
moves forward. It only ever gets reinvented. You know
Reinvented.
what I mean?
The
Yeah.
only reinvention that I see is about to like switch mediums is probably the Last Ronin that they are reportedly working on, but I still haven't heard much word from that. But I'm looking forward to it because I love that comic book. I can't
Yeah.
pick it
I'm
up
not
right
gonna
now,
spoil
but
that one
I
for
have it.
anyone who hasn't read it.
I
but
have
yeah,
it. I have it. I was about to spoil it too. I was about to be
Don't
a
spoil
spoiler,
that.
bro.
It's a great story. Don't
Listen,
spoil that
I can
one.
spoil a part of it. Most of the turtles die.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay, thank you for
what?
not spoiling anything else.
Yeah, I can go even further.
No, because I want to be in for a surprise when the game comes out. Please.
If the game is smart, they'll go in another direction. 'cause
No, they
anyone
shouldn't.
who's
They
played the game, they
shouldn't.
already know how that
No,
plays out.
No,
should go
they
in another
shouldn't.
direction.
No, I don't think they should. They should still continue because there's a lot of people that didn't experience the comic book that are about to play the game, and I think you should stay true to the story. It's the same thing with
Mm.
comic books. You can have slight deviations here and there, but I think you should still, in essence, keep the story the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't disagree.
Yeah. So yeah.
Overall, I find it, but this is the type of exclusive stuff. This is why it stood out to me
Mhm.
that I can get behind. Is instead of like games being exclusive to consoles, like whole games, bonus stuff like this, collector stuff, and cool stuff like this. This is the exclusive stuff to consoles that I can get behind. I think this is actually quite genius.
I agree with this
Yeah.
take.
people.
Big
Right.
time.
Right. So Titus said in the chat, The Last Ronin is apparently one of the best stories for the Turtles. You want to know why, Titus, that is? Because Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird came back to do the story. And that was the logical ending for their Turtle run. So they envisioned all of this happening at the end of the Ninja Turtle story. For fun fact for people who didn't know that. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
and
a
it's
comic book
overall
nerd.
a great
Kind of.
read. Anyone,
Slightly.
and just to be clear on that story is you only need to have the slightest understanding of turtle lore to appreciate that story. You
Yeah,
don't
because
need
it's
to
a-
know what's going on with the comics. You don't need to know
Nothing.
any of that. It's a completely entry level, self-contained story. And
Yep.
you can enjoy it.
It's
So,
pretty much what it is, and it's ways away in the future. The story takes place ways away in the future, so there's also that.
so check it out. It's the comic. How much is it? Like $39.99.
I
At least that's when I
wonder.
bought it.
I wonder if
It's
they
not
they
bad.
would show how the turtles actually die in the story because that's something I think the comics did pretty well as well. Love that. I don't
I
know
hope
if
they
they
do
would.
it in the same way that they did the comic, where it's episodic, where you
Mhm.
kind of reveal how the turtles came to their end through the course of the whole story.
Mhm.
Like it's told you in little bits, and then you get the whole grasp of it by the very end. I hope they do it like that in the game, because that's what would keep me on the hook to see if they either stick to the way the comic did it or if they make their own thing out of it. I would play it just for to see how that unfolds. You know.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But
So
as another
I would
story.
definitely I would love to see what they do with that. And apparently it's gonna be almost similar to like the Arkham games. If that's the
Makes sense.
case, good Lord, please hurry. Just you can't yeah, I'm excited. I need to see it.
Can I put like a puzzle out here for everyone real quick?
What's
Okay. There's a game that came out. You have 4 protagonists.
Mhm.
Each have their own separate colors. You know, blue, red,
Ninja Turtle
orange.
colors. Ninja Turtle colors.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtle colors.
Mhm.
They all one is a really brash, upset dude, like the Ninja Turtle traits.
Right.
There's a game that came out that pretty much describes everything I just said,
But it's
but
not
it's
Ninja
not
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
What is that?
Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right about it, and it sucked.
If you put those two stories side by side, it's
Mhm.
basically Ninja Turtles, but in a DC skin, a Batman skin.
Yeah, and they had the
feel like
whole grizzled, freaking as a father and all that shit.
Yeah,
They fit
it's
the mold.
essentially the same story.
Yeah, they fit the mold. They definitely do.
And
But
just,
yeah.
just to put that out there. Now you guys won't be able to sleep if you're in Turtles.
All right, so back to the Microsoft announcement, which is the whole Call of Duty 6. I don't know who's excited for it. What are your thoughts about that, Jer? More you can jump in afterwards, because I know you probably have much to say about this as well.
Yeah, it seems like in response to the X-Defiant Activision / Microsoft, they announced Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's confirmed now. We got a little bit of a teaser trailer and some art from it. And they also confirmed that it is coming to Xbox Game Pass day one.
Day one.
So,
Yep.
day one. There is not confirmed reports yet if that means Game Pass is going to increase in price, but a lot of people are speculating.
People are
yes.
speculating. It's speculating.
Yeah.
It's
We won't know for
heavily
sure.
speculated.
There's expected to be an announcement at the Xbox Showcase next week regarding how that's going to play out, but that's what is expected. That's one of the solid confirmed news.
After the Xbox Showcase, there's going to be a full Call of Duty Showcase at the end. I don't know if you guys knew that, but there is.
Yeah.
Remember the the whole redacted showcase? That's what this was. This is what that showcase was for. Now, so I hear people are saying Call of Duty is worried about X-Defiant. I don't think that's really what it is. It's just it's scheduled. They're going by a schedule.
I think they're trying to steal their thunder a little bit.
No, because they already made the announcement before X-Defiant even dropped. Like it was already like the conversation was already there. Like people were already speculating that this redacted game was going to be a Call of Duty game. So there was that. I don't think they're trying to really steal the thunder. I could be wrong about that, but like the game's not releasing until like November. People are playing X-Defiant now. So
I gotta disagree with you a little bit on that, Cash. I think this was a marketing decision to purposely steal the thunder of Ubisoft.
You think so?
I think
so. I'm not saying I'm not even saying you're wrong.
Eyes on them, and this is one way to do that is when one game either comes out or makes an announcement, then you follow it with your own announcement, and to kind of see where public opinion is gonna fall.
Bro,
I think that's what we're seeing here.
Bro, I remember the discussion we had before the podcast even started. It's also confirmed that this is essentially going to be a DLC for the most part, because you have to boot up from the I don't remember what it's called. What is it called? The Call of Duty what? Heartless, remind me, please. You play Call of Duty, don't you?
What's the
It's not Call of Duty Hub. It's called something. Call of Duty.
When I load up Warzone, I load up a game. I load up a thing that has all the games, and you select what game.
It's called Call of Duty something. I can't remember what it's called.
And just to play Warzone, I need to spend 200 gigs on Call of Duty that I don't have access to.
Call of Duty HQ. There we go. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Exactly.
It's
called
like
Call of Duty HQ.
Epic Store? Is it similar to that, or is this different?
No, you boot that up and then you click Warzone. But when you click it, all the games are in there, all the Call of Duty games, and you basically launch from there.
If I don't play Black Ops 2, I have to have that room on my PC.
No.
That's kinda lame.
No. But it's in the Call of Duty HQ. Once you open Call of Duty HQ, it's almost like a library of Call of Duty games in there.
It's like what Ubisoft's trying to do with Assassin's Creed Infinity, where it's all under one banner, and you just open that application, and yeah, you have to have the disc in, and you have to have the game downloaded, but you access it through that like hub.
Exactly.
Basically.
And
yeah.
So it's software to launch games that I already have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's I'm not sure how I feel about that.
But people, and again, going back to what I said, I feel like they're using this to conflate their numbers a little bit, because it then seems as if Call of Duty has like a certain number of active players on the overall platform, when really it's probably just one game that is really pulling that audience, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm articulating it properly, but
so anyone who may not actually be buying or Black Ops 6, they're gonna count the people that have Modern Warfare 3
Exactly,
in their
exactly. So if people are playing when Black Ops 6 drops, it's gonna count the overall numbers of people playing on this Call of Duty HQ, and then use that as the overall number of people playing Black Ops 6.
And technically, from a marketing perspective, if you're gonna market something like, "Oh, Call of Duty has this many players all the time," technically you're not lying.
Yeah,
Because,
exactly. It's more for
yeah,
investors
okay, I
though.
see, yeah.
Yeah, but this is more for
Yeah.
investors. It's so they can keep getting funded. All of this is business play. That's all
Yeah.
this is.
I
Yeah,
see. The thing is, I would be careful saying that because what you're saying can be proven through the books. It can be proven through
Or that
the
by
way they handle
downloads.
the way they handle their reports.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to go look at their reports right now and it does not reflect what you're saying, that could be slander in a way.
We mean look at their books. In what way?
Well, Heartless
Well,
is
you're saying that they use a hub, so that way when people download the new game, it adds to their active player base for Call of Duty as a whole, right?
Yes, that's what it does.
So I would be careful saying that. I would be careful saying that because
But that's what it does.
if what you're saying is just not true,
Okay, hold up.
what I think Heartless is saying is
it
an
can be
assumption.
proven to be true or not proven.
Sure, it's a fair assumption probably, but it's still an assumption nonetheless.
It's still an assumption, exactly.
Right.
What he's saying is still an assumption, and it
Yeah.
can be proven to be true or not true.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It's an interpretative stance grounded in experience and facts, but it's still a perception nonetheless.
Well,
I
the
think
thing
that's
is, like,
what
we
James
don't
was
know.
saying.
It's like when they sell this new game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they actually going to tell people, hey, look at our Call of Duty, our previous titles are doing better, just because they're all on the same hub? Is that really what's going to happen?
We also have to consider
everything
is
boot
that
up
they're
from
trying to
one
pull
hub.
Investors they're not going to be so easily fooled by this because they know where their money's going. It's all,
But not
they're
only
just
that,
going-
remember, so here's what I'm saying. The HQ is now seen as the overall Call of Duty, if you guys get what I'm saying. The DLC is being surveyed as new content. So it's not its own standalone thing. So the hub is what's getting the attention as the product. The HQ,
Yeah.
Call of Duty HQ is the overall product now, not
From-
the content that they're pumping in.
From a
That's just
software
additional
perspective, it
Mhm.
makes sense to have a lot of people clicking on your stuff, So that also could be, what they're looking for is the amount of people that have something installed. You know what I'm saying?
Not only
And,
that, it's the
even if you're
traffic
not
that's
actively
coming to it.
playing it, you still have it
Mhm.
installed. So you can.
I think
Yeah.
But it's also
in
the
this
traffic going to
system-
the hub.
in this system, they get to tell everybody, look, X amount of people have the Call of Duty hub installed.
Yeah.
Even if only 10% of them is playing one Call of Duty, 5% is playing another Call of Duty, 100% of them are all on the hub.
But the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
is, but they're going to count the numbers of the overall hub, is what I'm saying.
I guess you could say you're applying the same logic that we apply to console sales. Like, you have PlayStation players, you have Xbox players, you have Steam players, and that's like its own sort of thing, And you determine how many players you're able to reach by the number of players that have your PlayStation or have your Xbox, And that's kind of probably what the hub is meant to be. It's meant to be sort of like a number to know when you launch something, you could potentially reach X number of people right away. Because they
And
have
here's
the hub.
something I'll say about all this, and that's that, like, in recent memory, right? I'd say the last 3-4 years, Xbox and Microsoft have become extremely closed off when it comes to showing their numbers. You have no sales figures for Hi-Fi Rush, you have no sales figures for Hellblade, and so I think what Cash is saying makes a lot of sense. And that's just that, like, they don't want you to know the actual number of people that bought Black Ops 3. I just doubt that because they've been in such a weird spot now for a while. I think they will just present it as this is how many people are playing Call of Duty, and it's going to be representative of how many people are in the hub. Now, I don't necessarily think that means investors won't know how many people bought Black Ops 3, but it will keep us from knowing how many people bought Black Ops 3.
We're
Because
also
it-
missing
And that's my
certain-
point. That's my point. Is because I don't know if what they're doing actually is going to affect investor interpretation. I
don't
think
think
it's
it will.
more to. I think it's more to affect us rather to.
Oh, so
affect,
you think it's more for us and less for the
it's more for
investors.
us,
Yeah.
and that's why I said the books, because you're talking about shareholders, you're talking about execs and people like that, but they're looking at books, they're looking at solid proof, they're looking at numbers that we don't have access to. They're not looking at what we're getting fooled at looking at. They're looking at each
we
individual
also-
game's performances.
We also have to consider, we said it earlier, that Black Ops 6 is coming to Game Pass, confirmed. So people are going to be playing it through that. So
No, but
You're gonna get-
but
just
as
mess
long
with
as you have
that?
access to
No?
Game Pass, no. As long as you have access to Game Pass, though, even though it's a DLC, it could still come to the hub. You just don't have to pay for it.
No, what
Yeah.
I'm saying is you're not getting those sales, like
You're right.
individual unit sales
here-
on your reports.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
on
this
Game Pass,
exactly, and it's the same thing when it comes to like streaming, right? So a lot of people have issues with streaming because you don't get the real numbers of streamings from streaming platforms because they control all of that now.
And
It's
how
not.
do we feel about Call of Duty coming to Game Pass? To be honest, I
I-
don't care. I don't play Xbox, but is it matter?
I
Is
don't.
it
I
actually
don't.
going?
I don't
Is this
care. I don't
bringing
play
Call
it.
of Duty
Call of
back
Duty.
down to earth? That maybe they're not the game selling giant that we expect they are. Maybe they are the game selling giant.
I
that
don't
we
think that's
expect
what it
they
is,
are.
though. I think it's more of a selling point for Xbox than it is for anything else.
And this is something I've been wanting to talk about. I think this is the most interesting thing about this piece of news, and that's that in the same way that this week, I actually saw it in the Gamer Actual chat as well, which I was happy to see because I saw it a little bit before that. But in the same way that this week we saw Herman Hulst go out and basically discuss the plan moving forward for PlayStation titles, first party studios, what they were going to be doing. Basically, their live service titles are going to be coming day and date. And then their tentpole titles, right? Their single player narrative driven games, right? Those are going to remain exclusive on PlayStation 5 and be released on PC 2 years later. A conversation I had with Cash, I believe in the middle of the State of the Play reaction, was, is that going to move PC players to buy a PlayStation? And the answer is no. I think in the same way, the most interesting thing about this is that I don't believe that putting Call of Duty on Game Pass is going to increase their numbers, not to the margin that they wanted to. And I'm very interested to see what that's going to do to Microsoft, because this is their final thing. This is their big push. This was what they spent $80 billion to do. They spent $80 billion to put this on Game Pass in hopes that it would increase their numbers astronomically. And I personally don't think it will. So that's the most interesting thing about this story.
$80 billion.
$80 billion, the largest acquisition
ever.
There we go. Ever. Yeah. Not in games, not in film, not in movies.
Ever.
Ever. And that's the thing. They spent $80 billion.
For the Xbox community out there.
Yeah.
Are there people that only own Xboxes? Or do
Yes.
people who own Xboxes also own PC? You know what I mean?
No, you have people
Like,
just
how many
only own Xbox consoles.
Yeah.
My brother is one of those guys.
That's a
He just
legitimate,
owns.
large portion of the Xbox people. That's my question.
What do you
Like,
mean?
So, if you have an Xbox, does the majority of people that have Xbox also have PC? You know what I'm
No.
saying?
No, that's
No.
what I'm
Alright.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of people that's also on Xbox. They only just play one game. Like my brother only plays 2K for the most part on Xbox. Only plays 2K. And then he'll dabble in other games here and there. But for the most
I'm
part,
judging him for that.
it's only 2K or it's only Call of Duty. And I'm not just talking him. I know guys that just only play Call of Duty. It's a dedicated Call of Duty box, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Reaper said the same
Right.
thing last week in the chat during the podcast. It was a dedicated Call of Duty machine. So when it comes to I think this is kind of smart when it comes to Xbox. Here's why I say that. It's not gonna necessarily hurt Call of Duty per se. Hear me out. Majority of the people that play Call of Duty is on other platforms, not necessarily Xbox. Like if you look at the numbers, Xbox player bases when it comes to Call of Duty is way smaller than it is on PlayStation or on PC. So
Yes.
those people are going to go buy Call of Duty regardless. Call of Duty is going to make money on those platforms. But as
I
Xbox,
think you hit
Xbox
it
is
on the
already
head there.
conditioned. But Xbox is already conditioned to not buy games.
I
So
think
they're
you
gonna
and
get
Maury
co-
hit it on the head.
Yeah, so Xbox is gonna have the game here on Game Pass. It's a bigger selling point because now people are gonna want to keep their Game Pass instead of waiting for a new game to drop. They're just gonna
See,
have Game Pass all year round.
This is like Maury said. This is Microsoft's push to get people into the door on Game Pass for their future plans, for whatever they plan on doing with Xbox.
And that's the thing. I don't think it's like, personally, I think Cash is right. I think we said this on 13, and that's that I don't think this hurts Xbox. I just don't think it helps them either.
Right.
Like I don't think this changes anything. I think that it's going to be like, they're going to be like, look, it's on Game Pass. And then I think like 90% of people who only play Call of Duty are going to be like, do I want to spend $240 this year to play Call of Duty, or do I want to spend 70? And they're going to spend 70.
Also, to add another perspective to that is,
Mhm.
this is not going to incentivize anyone to buy an Xbox, I don't think.
No, not at all.
It's not.
Not at all.
I don't think that's what this
You
is
know?
for, though.
So this is just kind of like, they have it, do it. You know what I
No,
mean?
I don't
'Cause this
think
is
that's
their
what
own
it's for,
play,
though.
you
It's
know?
more to bolster Game Pass. That's what it's
Yes.
for.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
think
what
that's
that's
going to
for.
work.
Right.
It's for their future plans. Whatever.
And
they
Danny's
have
got a good
planned
question.
in the future,
Danny just asked a question in the chat. Danny says, "Will it be on PC Game Pass?" Yes, it will. It will
Yeah,
also.
for
Where?
all of
Where?
Game
What
Pass.
question did ADs ask? I didn't see it. Heartless. Wait.
I don't see it yet. That's
I said
Uh,
Danny, not Hades.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah,
My
it
bad.
it will be on PC.
Well, you know, like, but yeah, and yeah, they like Maury said, they spent this money on this company. They would be dumb if they didn't do this, you know. So
Yeah.
The only thing they couldn't do in this deal was lock it behind exclusivity, because
That was it.
then it would go against the whole acquisition situation.
But the irony, right, is that, like, you know, when that whole FTC hearing was happening and that was presented, right, Xbox was the first to offer. They were the first to be like, no, we'll put it on PlayStation. We'll put it on
And
Nintendo consoles.
PlayStation turned it down.
And that's what's so funny is that, like, that's the thing is Xbox even knows we can't afford to put Call of Duty on Game Pass if it's exclusive.
Right.
Because no one's going to buy that game on Xbox if they can just get it on Game Pass. So the irony is that from the jump when they went to make this acquisition, they knew that they were going to publish this title on other consoles because they knew it would be
essentially removing probably 75% of your players who play your games.
Yeah,
more
the
than
game
that.
would
You'd be
dead.
removing like 90% of your profit. I
The
mean,
game's dead. The game would
it's
be
crazy.
dead. The game would
It
be
would be.
dead.
It would be. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think as much as like I don't think anyone was thinking. I understand. Like I think Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, Matt Booty. I think they've had some good ideas. I think they've had some bad ideas. I think their worst idea to date was buying Call of Duty. I think that in 10 years, when we talk about Xbox and how it became a publisher, we will all agree that it came back to the day they bought Call of Duty.
They spent too
Because
much
when they
money
bought
on it, and their return on investment is probably
One
not
other
there.
side to this story is I wanted to bring up is, and they released a teaser trailer for Black Ops 6, and it appears it has Saddam Hussein in it.
Yes.
Saddam
And,
Hussein is in it. Yeah.
Why I bring that up is that is a real person who committed horrible acts.
But
And
that's
I
a
just
whole.
don't
But
know
that.
how we feel.
But it
how we
probably
feel.
ties. No. But it ties into the story of Black Ops. So
He's the
you
bad
can't even
guy.
say that. Yeah, he's the bad guy. You can't even say
Here's
that.
my point. That person committed horrible acts,
But
and I don't
but-
know
What
but
does
mo-
Saddam Hussein do?
what did he do. Where
Well,
have
you
you
said he
been
committed
in the
horrible
last
acts.
10 years, 20 years, or whatever?
I mean, as far as I know, Dick Cheney convinced George Bush that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction so he can go in and
Yeah,
kill
and
innocent
the-
people.
And there weren't any
He is
weapons
And there
still
in
weren't
Iraq.
any.
He is still a war criminal that committed horrible atrocities against humankind. Not necessarily the mass destruction thing. I'm just saying in general, he's committed
I mean,
horrible acts that I'm not going to mention here on this podcast.
Yeah, no,
But
I mean, he's going to be the
he-
villain. It's not like he's going to be like the good guy. And I mean, I got to be honest. Like, I don't know if anybody else remembers, but I remember Modern Warfare 2 when I walked into
But
an
my
airport and I
point
heard
is,
no Russian.
This is in
Right.
bad taste. What's going on in the Middle East right now? This is in bad taste, I think. To be bringing attention to real life figures.
I mean,
I
Call
mean,
of Duty's been
but-
doing that
but
for years,
that's
though.
exactly-
Call of
that's
Duty's
what-
been anti-Middle East for years.
Well,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was about to say. Call of Duty's been doing this for years. Like
Yeah.
the entire
Yeah,
Black
I
Ops
feel
series is about they're
when they're
actually
fictional, when they're
it's- yeah,
fictional
it's hard-
characters,
but
that's
it's
different.
historic. No,
This is a
but-
real person.
no, but
you
Black
know?
Ops is historic fiction. Like if you play Black Ops, like from jump, Black Ops is historic fiction. Like
I mean,
Isn't
that's
that
what
real
Assassin's
people?
Creed does.
If
They take real stuff and they fictionalize
exactly.
it. Which is essentially what Call of Duty will
it's
be doing.
interwoven characters and all that stuff into the
'Cause-
whole entire Call of Duty Black Ops
Bring the
mythos.
same
Think about it.
energy we brought to
Mason
the Assassin's
Mason
Creed
killed
this week.
Kennedy, Germ.
Just
Yeah,
think
they put Fidel Castro in Black Ops 1. Like they have a long history of doing this.
Right.
I mean, again, I
But hold
don't
up,
know.
hold
It's
up.
like
But wait,
Yeah.
Mason killed Kennedy, and we still use Mason in the game.
yeah, that's crazy. That's
So-
crazy.
For me
Yeah.
personally, I'm just conflicted in having these real life tyrants depicted in games like these. I'm just conflicted personally.
Well,
But
I don't know. For me, like I loved the Wolfenstein games, and they had a guy with the mustache in there that I'm not gonna say on stream because I don't even think I can. And I thought that was like I thought it was awesome that they brought him into the game and like showed how pitiful he was and kind of made a joke out of him in the game. Like I thought it grounded the game even more. I don't know. I'm
okay,
certainly not saying you're wrong, Germ, but I'm just giving an
I'm
opinion.
reconsidering my point, but it's just for me, it's a shock. You know, for me,
you know what it
personally,
is
you know.
too. I think you're just seeing it at first glance. You haven't seen the full game yet to see
Yeah.
what the extent of all of this is. So there's also that.
You know, and I have a brother in the military. He didn't serve during the Saddam Hussein war thing. He was, you know, kid back then. But
Yeah.
the whole point is like you know, when you have people that you're close to that have had experiences maybe against people that are still alive today, you know, that have experienced those things, it kind of hits different, you know.
Well, Saddam's been dead for like 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
20 years.
It,
Yeah.
it just hits a little different. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get that. I do.
That is that's a touchy subject. I don't know if we should get into.
I personally
that.
don't see a problem with Saddam Hussein being in the game.
I don't see it either.
I don't. It's like
and I'll
Assassin's
say-
Creed to me.
Not only
And
that.
I'll say this.
Go ahead, Mari.
Sorry, Cash, my bad. No, I was going to say there was one thing that was a rumor about this game that I think I can understand Germ's point on. And that's that there was a huge rumor going around that there would be a mission to kind of close out the game that basically is centered around 9/11. And I just don't know if that's a great move.
That might not be a great
You
idea.
see what I'm saying? Like,
Bad move.
so that's the thing.
Talk
And that's
about
what.
tasteless. That's
Because that
tasteless.
that ties into conspiracy and all that shit. And I get that, I get it. But now I think that's it's a tragedy that I think it's kind of.
I am open-minded to what they're doing here. I'm not
Mhm.
on to instantly like disgusted. I'm just saying it just for me it's an interesting. I'm walking into this. I'm not gonna play this. I don't play Call of Duty, but
I think that's a crazy.
It makes me worry of how it's a very dangerous line to walk on how that story could play
Call
out.
of
You
Duty's
know?
been controversial though. Let's keep
Yeah,
it a buck.
especially was it 2 with that whole airport thing. It's
Yes.
always-
No Russian. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No Russian, baby. No, but I just wanted to clarify that to say that like I understand as much as I may be with like Cash on Heartless on like the Saddam Hussein thing. I think that there are rumors going around of some things Call of Duty is considered doing that I don't think are risky. I think they're just like foolish, and I think like a 9/11 mission is just not going to land well. It's just far too recent.
It's-
And like truthfully, when you look at this game, it's just from a really dark period of American history. Like there were no weapons in Iraq. So many American soldiers went and died for nothing. Like it's really hard to go into the early 2000s talk about like the Iraq War. I understand what Germ's saying. I
My
get it.
point is, I think it might be too soon for those types of things. Maybe in 25 years, but I don't know. It might be too soon. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I get it. I get it.
But
And my thing is, what happens if the mission fails and you can't prevent 9/11? Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not going to prevent it.
You're not gonna prevent it. It's not.
I mean,
it's,
in the
is
game,
this-
if they're gonna fictionalize something and the whole goal is to like prevent it or something of that nature.
it's not.
They
Inglourious
won't let you do
Bastards.
that.
I mean, it's not
yeah,
Inglourious
the-
Bastards.
the
or-
generation that fought against Saddam Hussein, a lot of them probably play games today. You know, they're
Yeah.
still alive. They're still kicking. They're still reasonably middle-aged, probably. The people that fought, you know, World War II or the Kennedy assassination, all that kind of stuff, those people don't play games. They're hella old. You know, so it's like a different. It hits
That's another
different.
interesting point. If we can have a game that has events like the Kennedy assassination,
Mhm.
then why can't we have a game that involves a tragic event like 9/11?
No, I agree. I don't think it's that
No,
you
I think
can't.
I think it's saying it's too
It's
soon.
the time.
It's still
too
too
Yeah.
soon.
soon.
Yeah.
It-
Plus,
it's
what's
not
going on
politically
right now
correct.
too? Yeah.
It's not politically correct in today's society. I don't think.
I
People
don't
are
think
too
it would
close.
sell. I don't think a lot of people. I think a lot of people will say, "I'm not buying this damn game.
Right.
You guys crazy."
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
Chris,
hope they don't do the
remember-
9/11
Remember
mission.
when Rashid got announced in Street Fighter V? It was
Oh my
announced
God.
on September 11th, and his stage is a plane.
Flying through
Remember
cities.
that outrage?
You're
you know, and that
fucking
was
lying.
years ago. That
No, he's
was
not
years
lying.
ago.
Released on 9/11, and his stage was you fight on a plane that's flying through the city.
And his you don't remember his song Rashido? You don't remember all that? Okay, yeah, his stage. You're on like a plane flying over some Middle Eastern country, and city, and the plane goes back and forth, and you were fighting Nash or whatever. His reveal trailer was against Nash, nonetheless.
Wow. So he's
you were
fighting an
fight-
All-American.
You were fighting
On a
against
fucking plane.
on a plane wing like that.
Wow.
That was his reveal trailer to the
On
world back
9/11.
in
On
2015.
9/11.
On
Ah, yeah, that's
9/11,
nuts.
that's not.
Capcom
That's not
knew
a
what they was
coincidence.
doing.
That's not a
Yeah, they knew.
coincidence. It's not a
Yeah.
coincidence. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
And y'all wonder
And
why I don't play
and-
Rashid.
And this was back in like what 2014. This was like this was way closer to that event than it is now.
God
So.
damn, man. But yeah, bro. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty anymore. I feel like Call of Duty lost me like
Call of Duty is
3 years
taking up too
ago.
much of our time as it is.
And I never went back. I feel like the minute once you get out of Call of Duty, because I was a big Call of Duty fan, bro. Like every year, I used to buy Call of Duty every single.
And then you realize you're
fucking
smarter than this.
Yes, I'm like, what the
Yep.
fuck am I doing? I'm done.
I was instantly turned off by
It's
the
like I broke up
toxicity.
with a
Back
toxic
in
ex, bro.
one.
It felt like I
Back in the
broke up with
very
a toxic
first
ex.
one. Was it Modern Warfare PlayStation 2 or whatever, 3
Mhm.
or whatever? The toxicity of that in the first year turned me off from that
Fuck
series
the
forever. I have
toxicity,
not picked
Jerm.
one up.
It's the same game.
Yeah.
It's this.
I
It's
have not
been
picked
the
up that game
same game
since-
for
since- what is that like?
years, bro.
2006.
Besides
2007?
Warzone,
Yeah, Warzone just
9/11?
it changed the formula for Call of Duty. Let's keep it real.
it did.
Which is why
But
a lot of
besides
people went to
Warzone,
Warzone.
I haven't touched Call of Duty in 15 years.
I
There we
haven't
go.
touched it in probably even longer since the first year of the very first Modern Warfare. I got it because
That's the last one I played.
Bro,
And then my brother got me into Warzone.
I think Black Ops 3.
PlayStation 3 didn't
think-
have a lot of titles when that system came out, so it's kind of like you only had a few games you could buy, and that was one of them. And I
Oh.
had to buy it because I had to play something. You know, I paid all this money.
Black Ops
on that
3 was the
system.
last. No, not Black
I
Ops.
lied.
Call of
Last one
Duty
I played
3.
had zombies. It had the movie theater. Kino Toten. Yeah,
Oh, that was
that's the
Black
last one I-
Ops. The
Black
first Black
Ops.
the last
Ops.
one
Yeah.
I
Black
played.
Ops, yeah. Bro, Black Ops 2 was probably the best Black Ops to me personally. I don't know about
Yeah,
anybody
dude,
else.
Black Ops 2
Played the
robbed my
campaign
life.
of one, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then I hopped online.
Mhm.
I did maybe a couple of months of that. And back when granted online wasn't that great back then, and you had to deal with that. But that was the state of everyone. That was just state of online back then. So you were whatever. But people yelling at me, people getting pissed off, people kicking me from games, people, you
Get
know.
good,
granted,
John.
I was like, I'm done with
Get
this.
good,
Fuck this
get
shit.
good,
And I was
Jeremy.
out.
Get good.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
cut
I'm-
that game off, and I have not bought a single one since. I have not bought a single Call of Duty since. I haven't even played 1 second of one since.
Was the wait? Danny just said was the most recent game not $70 for like 6-hour campaign? Yeah,
Yeah.
goddamn right it was, and it was also a DLC because you had to boot
Yeah.
up Modern Warfare 2 to play Modern Warfare 3. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Can you imagine being some kind of conscientious objector and not wanting to lose your two? and then also do it
$70
okay?
for a 6-hour
that.
campaign.
You know?
$70 for a 6-hour campaign, and
Yo.
Call of Duty fans complained about it, and they still bought the shit, bro.
Yo, devs, when we said figure it out with the money and budget appropriately, we did not mean give us a 6-hour campaign for $70. That's not
Nope.
what we meant.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, granted, what the Street Fighter 6 stuff, World Tour, takes 10 hours ish, and then you have like the arcades. That's probably another 3 hours. That's not a lot of content either. But at least
No,
you
Street Fighter
know,
has replayability.
I'm not there for that content. I'm there for the 1v1.
Street,
you know?
Street Fighter has how many different characters you can play as?
Right, it's it has a lot more replayability. Plus, it's competitive on top of all of that. So it's not like a single player experience. You're playing with
What is
friends.
the
You're
redeem?
playing to
What is
get
the
better.
saving grace for Street Fighter? It's 1v1. I only need me and one other person to enjoy the game. I don't
Yeah,
need a
that's a
whole
big
team of
fact.
people. to
That's
enjoy the game,
fact
you know?
because think about
So-
other great fighting games that are out there. I thought Injustice 2 was pretty good. I stopped playing the game because I didn't have anybody to play with, and online kind of got boring.
As long with fighting games, as long as there's one other person that'll launch a match with you, the game never dies, and that applies to all fighting games, no matter how old they are.
That's kind of
you
the
know?
same thing that happened
So-
in DBFZ for me as well, bro. I was playing DBFZ like crazy at one point. Like religiously, I played DBFZ.
I am in
But
a Soul
because I
Calibur
didn't
6
have like
server.
actual friends to play with at the time, it kind of just like killed any kind of.
I'm in a Soul
feeling I had for
Calibur
the game.
6 server. There's probably about 50 of us in that server.
I'll play Injustice with you, Kat.
And
Oh, let's
if I
go,
wanna play a
Hollow.
match, all I have to do is send out a Discord ping, and literally 5 minutes later, there's a person who'll do a match with me. And like as
Really?
long as you have that, games live forever.
Danny's like, come
That's
get
what
this
makes fighting games
flash
great.
work. All right. So, bro, y'all should have said something from before. Yo, I got a bunch of these fighting games, bro. I still even have Skullgirls that I haven't played in
But
such
don't
a
got
long
rollback,
time.
does it?
Which one? Injustice?
No, it does
Injustice?
I don't know. I have to check.
not. It does not. No, it does not. Injustice 2, the only NRS games that have
I'll play Injustice 2.
rollback
Yo, all right. It's
is,
settled. It's settled, guys. We're gonna have an Injustice 2 night.
Dude, I will play Injustice tonight. I will. I will make it happen. I love Injustice 2.
It's settled. It's
Don't
it's
make me
been
pull my
decided.
Batman out.
Is Injustice 2
That
crossplay?
that
Does it
sounds
have
like.
crossplay?
Hmm?
Does it have crossplay?
I think
don't
it is.
know.
I think it is crossplay. I think it is crossplay.
As long as it has that, I'll throw down.
Yeah, I think it is crossplay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it is.
What? We'll do the research.
Let
We'll
me
make it
double check
happen.
that. Let me double check that right now.
Um,
Oh, the
Well,
China Lake. The
uh,
China Lake. Look on screen. The China Lake was just on screen. I loved that weapon. The noob tube. Oh, just doming kids with the China Lake. Good days. Good times.
Continuing on with our topic, so we can get to the state of play. We
God, I'm
have,
ready.
We'll go over these real quick.
Let's
So,
speed run the other
Amazon-
topics, and then we can go
Yeah,
into the...
Amazon has greenlit due to the popularity of the Fallout show, they have greenlit a live-action Tomb Raider show.
Why not
It's
welcome
going
in?
to be-
What the fuck does one
It-
have to do with the other?
It's going
Say
to
again?
be.
Wait. Okay,
He's not wrong.
What just happened?
It's going
Yo, he said because of the success of Fallout, they
Mhm.
just greenlit a live action Tomb Raider. And
Because it's a
excuse
video.
me,
It's a just no. They're just looking at it from like a very
Why
broad
are you
lens.
hating on Laura so much?
No, it's
Why would
not.
we
It's not
wanna
about
allow
that.
I'm
Whoa,
not
whoa, whoa!
hating.
It's not. It's just. It's the fact that they're looking at it from such a broad lens. It's because it's a video game IP, Germ, and
oh, we
because
can
of
just make
exactly. No, it doesn't work like
Yeah.
that. It doesn't work
No.
like that.
Well, for me, this is the writing on the wall that we need to be hella scared that Amazon. is
Yeah, I
gonna
don't trust
enter the
Amazon
game.
with these IPs. I'm gonna be honest. It's hit or
Oh,
miss.
I'm more scared that they're testing the waters.
I like
to see
Fallout.
how
No,
fruitful
that's
the
what. But
gaming
I say it's hit
industry-
or. That's why I said it's hit or miss.
I don't want to get too much into this, what I'm about to say, but I am very scared for this because Amazon is testing the waters to eventually get into game development with stuff like this.
They've
and
already
I'm really
they've already
scared for
been
the future.
talking about it. Because think about
Yeah.
they're already talking about doing another Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
And,
So, but anyway, yeah. So the live action Tomb Raider show is in the works, so that's kind of cool.
There's an
And
anime
then,
also in the works.
Square Enix is continuing its aggressive approach that we announced a few weeks ago. Kingdom Hearts series is launching on Steam on June 13th. All
that it
the
is.
entire series, all way.
Dude.
That it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games are all coming to Steam on June 13th.
Dude, I had a prediction going into Summer Games Fest that they were going to announce something from their catalog coming like to other places, but like they didn't even wait, bro. That's how jump the gun they are on this. They are done. They are ready to put these games everywhere.
I think they're.
I mean,
I think they're
That
desperate.
tells me they need money now.
Yeah, I think
That
they're
means
desperate.
They need money now, or they're closing their doors.
They
probably
pretty
by
much
the
said it
end.
in their report though. They pretty much said it in their report. I read the report.
And then the big rumor coming out of this week is there's a new Doom game that has been leaked called Doom: The Dark Ages. It has rumored to be in a medieval setting. For the next Doom installment should be a major shakeup for the beloved franchise, and they're set to release a release trailer at the Xbox showcase next week.
Can't wait.
Next
So
Sunday.
excited.
Next Sunday. Let's keep it
but
up. Let's
The
keep it
real
clear.
news coming out of that is that leak. The leak also confirmed that it's also coming to PlayStation. It's going multi.
No, you're
Yes,
kidding.
it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So-
I saw that. I did see that.
So Xbox is just wasting another IP that they've had for quite a while.
I don't think
They're
that's
You're
wasting.
lying.
I don't think that's wasting though, Jerm. Again,
Well,
they're not making money on Xbox.
well, let me just expand on that. At one point, Xbox had control over Tomb Raider, Mass Effect, a Fable series, Halo, Doom, Gears of War. They had all these series that they
the
had
receipts.
direct control over, and now they've just wasted it all. They wasted a whole couple of console generations on it, and now here, this is the fruit of their labor.
Well, going back to
It's
what we're
disappointing.
saying, is console exclusivity still a strong selling point for consoles?
Yes.
You think so?
It worked for Sony.
Absolutely.
So I'm just saying, if Xbox would have actually leveraged all those games I just mentioned, could have worked. That's all
I
I'm
like.
saying.
I actually understand what Cash is saying. I actually like that. Yeah. No. I think now the selling
I
point
don't
is
think
that
so.
there is no selling point. The selling point happened last generation when you built your digital library.
Exactly. I don't.
You know what I
think
mean? It's
the
yeah.
digital library is more of a selling point. Like, are you going to migrate? You can't migrate your games from PlayStation if you've been buying games on PlayStation for decades, Germ. And then,
I know.
I'm gonna
That's
buy
where
an
I stand with
Xbox now.
Soul Calibur. My
Oh,
whole
I'm-
Soul Calibur library is on my PlayStation, and I will.
But that's
I
exactly
refuse
what
to
I'm
lose it.
saying. You're not gonna
I
leave
refuse.
that entire library and move to Xbox to say, you know what? I'm gonna start over fresh. Fuck no, you're not. You're gonna keep
No.
your old library. You're gonna.
So yeah.
Or you
So
get both.
basically,
Or
I
you
don't
get both.
think that.
But most
Right.
people aren't getting both. Let's just
No.
keep it 100.
But my point, though, that I stand behind is Xbox had the juice to compete with Sony.
Oh,
and
I
they
agreed.
wasted it.
Totally agreed. Totally
You know?
agreed.
Yeah, but
So-
I don't think that's. I don't think that them bringing Doom to PlayStation now is them wasting it. I think they wasted it in 2013 when they
That's
told
what
me
I'm
you
saying.
can't.
Like, over
Yeah.
the course of two generation console
Here's
generations, they
here's the
wasted it.
here's the thing with all of that too as well. I feel these aren't Xbox IPs either. Let's come back a little bit for a second. These games that they had access to weren't Xbox IPs. These were basically secondhand IPs because these games were already available on other platforms prior. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the new iterations
Well,
of them,
um,
but it's not.
we have
It
a
wasn't.
big, we
Yeah,
have a
so-
big. We'll talk about Xbox next week. Do the showcase.
Right.
But that was our
But-
teaser to get you guys set up for
Right,
next week.
but Tomb Raider wasn't never exclusive to Xbox. It was a limited
When the
exclusivity
new
deal.
ones came out, it was a timed exclusive.
Timed exclusive.
where-
Exactly.
yeah,
Xbox didn't
I'm
own
saying
it.
They wasted their chance to sell a lot of Xboxes because those games were great. That's all I'm saying.
No, but
And
it still
they had a
didn't
chance
move
and
the
they
needle.
wasted it.
But it
Well, let's
wasn't
just
because of
say-
that.
I'm saying they wasted it. They could have. It could have really paid off for them, and it just didn't.
No, but they had
wasted
it.
their chance.
No, but they had it. How did they waste it though? Like, expound on that.
Well, they
'Cause I-
didn't. That's the question, right? Like,
Mhm.
why did they waste it? What could they have done better? That's the question.
I think
but they couldn't. They were already shitting the bed with Xbox One, so there's no way they
Yes.
could have. Thing. That's what I'm saying. They had
Well,
them.
what I'm saying
They were
is
there. They were
Sony released
available.
all these single player experiences that really, won the generation for them. And
Yeah, because
the
one.
what I'm saying is the quality is very similar. Like
Mhm.
the quality of games that were coming out for Xbox at the time
Mhm.
are as good, if not better, arguably better than the stuff Sony was coming
But
out.
you
with
want
at the time.
you want to know what
So
you want
why
to know
did
what Sony is?
win? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
Sony has
know?
better marketing.
Exactly. So they wasted it. Is what I'm saying. They wasted it. So that's the point I'm making.
But yeah,
It was like a wasted opportunity, and they're not going to get that opportunity again because that moment.
you know what I
passed
feel
them
like
by.
Xbox banks on a
They-
lot
they
too.
Didn't eight,
They-
they didn't 8 Mile it. They should have took NM's advice. They wasted it.
No,
You
I feel
know?
like Xbox tried because they had such brand recognition with these games that they were pushing out at the time. I feel like they felt like they didn't need to like go the full advertising route, and I think that essentially fucked them in the long
Well,
run.
They
think
were
about
they
the
were
games that Sony-
so
Think about the
they-
games that Sony came out at the same time. They were fairly new and emerging IPs for the most part.
Yeah, because
So
think about
the quality sold the games, not
not the
No.
quality.
mean-
not only that, they had intrigue. A lot of these games had a lot of intrigue. Like think about what's the game that came out? I can't remember. With the giant robot dinosaur thingies. It's
Ark?
escaping me.
Horizon.
Horizon. There we go. Horizon was a new IP, and Horizon sold, bro.
Well, and here's what I'm going to say. That wasn't until like 2017. I'm going to speak from a very like this is my perspective because I am 24 years
about,
old.
like, PlayStation
So-
3, PlayStation 4 era is what I'm referring to.
Sure. And what I'm saying is when you talk about Xbox shitting the bed, right? Like for me, I remember being 13 years old, 12, 13 years old, watching the PlayStation 4 reveal showcase and the Xbox One reveal showcase. Microsoft told me they're always going to watch me through the camera. They're not going to let me ever buy pre-owned games, this, that, and the third. And you want to know what I did? As a kid who had a 360 exclusively, I didn't have a PS3. I only had a 360. When it was time, I went to my parents. I was like, hey, if money, would you guys for like Christmas help me get a PlayStation 4? And that was what I wanted. I wanted a PlayStation 4 as a young teenager because Xbox shit the bed at their showcase when they revealed it because they were so cocky because they had such a wide lead in the 360 PS3 generation.
Right.
And so I think from that point on, I think they lost it. I mean, I understand that PlayStation had good IPs come out on the PlayStation 4, but that wasn't why someone like me, who was a 360 diehard Halo fan, wanted a PS4 when it came out instead of an Xbox One. The reason why was because Xbox shit the bed in its reveal. Like, Horizon didn't come out till 2017. God of War was 2018. You know what I mean? Like,
remembers the journey of the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 for the first
shit the bed.
No, PlayStation shit the bed, bro.
Was the lowest selling console at the time, right?
Yes, it was terrible.
GameCube and Xbox were outselling
Hubris.
it.
Yeah, Xbox
And
got very arrogant. That's what happened.
At some point, they turned that around. Maybe it was the Blu-ray breakthrough. I don't know, but at some point, PlayStation turned that around for themselves.
No, they launched
and
Blu-ray
now
with the
they're big
PS3.
boy.
Blu-ray was on
Well,
PS3.
granted, Nintendo still exists. They're the big boy technically, but PlayStation is like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, at this point, I'm really trying to understand what's the next like plausible step for Xbox because it doesn't seem like they're gonna recover this generation, and they're already talking about shifting gears to another new console like in the next 2026. PlayStation is saying the same thing, and I still think personally that's
Really
way too
fast.
soon. That's fast, bro. That's way
I
too
feel my
fast.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5's at least got another 5 years left. in
Yeah,
it. I easily-
2026. Like you're telling me you're gonna reveal the new PlayStation in 2026, and it's not gonna be a pro model. It
I'll
is
tell you
going
what,
to
right
be
now,
a
if
new
they-
PlayStation
If they announce a PlayStation 6 and it
6.
comes out in the next 2 years,
6.
I will not be buying it. I will be riding out my PlayStation 5 for as long as,
And you'll be able to because it's a very powerful device.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
So
and I
it's
mean,
like-
you've seen how Sony does it. Like they said it when the PlayStation 5 generation was coming around. They were like, we believe in generations. And then they brought every first party exclusive to PlayStation 4 for the first 3 years of that console's life cycle. Like, you're going to be fine if you hold on to your
There's
PS5.
only one console that is a guaranteed buy for me when it comes out next, and that's whatever the next Nintendo's going to be.
God, he's getting paid. He's a Nintendo shill. They're paying him.
See,
That is the only-
see.
They're paying him. They're paying him cash.
That is the
See?
only guarantee. And granted, where else am I going to play Mario? Until the Mario becomes multi-platform, where else am I going to play it? I have nowhere
Right.
else to play it,
Listen,
Right.
Nintendo played the game right. They played the game right 30 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah, they stepped back from doing the whole console
Yeah.
war situation. They just kind of carved their own path.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Steam Deck too. Probably the next big console purchase I will make will be Steam Deck.
Same.
I've already determined it in my mind.
Really?
Steam
Why
Deck,
Steam Deck?
because of the access of the games that it'll be available to me. Because
Ah.
Nintendo doesn't give you access to all the games I would want to play.
Plus the
Like
and the
for
power
example,
and the
for
power.
example, I like Marvel Midnight Suns. I like that game a lot. But to be honest, I can't actually play that game at my home that much because it's such a huge time investment. But if I'm out and about somewhere, I might actually play that game, and I can do that on the Steam Deck.
Bro, I can't
games
get
like
into that
those
game.
are the games that I would want to
I
play.
can't get into that game. Can't
So.
get into it. I own the
Nintendo
game.
doesn't allow that, at least right now, anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's shift the gears a little bit. State of Play happened this week. State of Play
Yes,
happened
sir.
this week. And
Yes, sir.
we got to react to that. Jerem, Heartless, you guys weren't there. You guys suck. But Maury and I, we got to a few people in the chat were actually there with us as well. We actually saw a few games that caught our attention. Me personally, some of the all the VR games kind of caught my attention, but I'm not going to shell out $550 to buy a goddamn VR headset. I'm sorry, it's just not going to
Side
happen.
note on that is that Sony also in a different announcement also announced they are announcing an adapter for
Yep.
their VR to plug into PC. They
Yeah.
announced-
I heard that as well. So here,
That's dope.
these are the 15 games that got announced in the State of Play, and then we can all hop into it. I'll let Germ, go first, and then Maury, because Maury, I kind of know what you're gonna say because we kind of already
I'll
spoke
prefer to
about that.
Mori first. 'Cause
Okay,
the one
cool,
I
cool,
want
cool.
to go over is Astrobot. That'll probably be the one I take the most time on.
All right, cool. Hey,
Dynasty Warriors
okay,
and
Germ.
Astrobot will be the two that I want.
Okay,
Cass, why did you roll your eyes,
Okay, Germ.
bro? That's the next big tentpole franchise for PlayStation. What are you doing?
Okay, cool. Anyways, moving on. So there was Astrobot, and Germ put it here at number 1, and it wasn't even revealed at number 1. It was the last game. Anyways,
It's number one in my heart. Number one in my heart.
Concord, which is another, I guess you could say it's an arena shooter. Is it an arena shooter or an objective-based
We had
shooter?
quite a debate about that earlier. It reminds me of
It's an
Apex.
objective-based shooter. It's more of a realistic Overwatch. Let's say that. And there's
Yeah,
God of War Ragnarok, which shouldn't have been on the showcase. Me personally, I didn't think he should have been there. Maury agrees. I think this should have been like at Summer Games Fest because this is necessarily for PlayStation players. It's for PC players. Shouldn't have been there. Until Dawn, which looked, made me keep going. Skydance, Behemoth Reveal. Okay. Behemoth looked pretty good as well. Path of the Exile 2. Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay. Ugh. Silent Hill 2 remastered. Alien Rogue Incursion. Marvel Rivals, which it's the beta. I wonder if this beta is also coming to Xbox consoles.
Yeah, they
as
announced
well.
it's console.
I know
Well,
it's
that's a good question. They didn't say
no.
that
I don't know
anywhere.
if it's coming to Xbox. I know it's PlayStation, so I'm not sure. It's
Maybe
always
they'll announce that tomorrow.
yeah,
or
it's
next
always shaky when it comes to these things because they kind of make it seem as if it's only on their platform. Dynasty Warriors Origins, Ballad
do
of
a two beta,
Antara,
though.
which I fucking loved, Infinity Nikki, and Where the Winds Meet. Let's start with Maury, and we can work around. Maury, thoughts?
God, I'm so happy to talk about this. The Sony pony in me is happy. We did not get a complete shit fest for a state of play. I actually enjoyed my watching experience. I'm gonna only talk about the stuff that stood out to me. Cash said it earlier. The PSVR titles look great. I'm not spending $600 to play those games. Ballad of Antara looked really interesting. I'm excited to see more from it. Silent Hill 2 looks like shit. Oh my god, with games like RE4 Remake coming out, that game should not look the way it looks.
Expand on that. Looks like
No.
shit.
It looks
Dude,
like shit.
It looks like shit.
You
looks
can't
like
leave
shit.
me on that. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you to defend that.
All
Germ.
right.
Germ.
I agree too. I also agree.
Yeah,
it looks
that
like
game
it looks like
looked great.
no.
Germ,
I agree
Germ,
with
you're-
Maury. It looked like a watered down Resident Evil.
Yes,
For
and
anyone
and-
who understands the Silent Hill series, that's an artistic choice for sure.
No, we're not. We're
Oh,
not talking about the
looks like
fog.
that?
We're not talking
Yeah.
about the fog because I also
No, I'm
brought
not talking
attention
about
to
the fog.
that.
I'm talking about the way they look, the characters look. That is clearly an
No,
artistic
Germ.
choice.
Nah.
Germ.
You're making excuses now for this game. Germ.
No, because
I think
that has been the hallmark of this series is to make
Ger-
things look that kind of way. You know?
Look,
bro,
how?
Konami is paying him too, bro. He's got people funding him, bro.
Bro,
He's
this
got
up-
people
No
funding
wonder
him.
he can
Upgraded.
afford to send $200 checks to game devs.
No, this is Silent Hill's vibe. This is
Bro,
what Silent.
chat. We're gonna pull up this game. We're
Okay, let
pulling
me.
up this
Can,
gameplay.
can, I, can I
I'm
tap
sorry.
in?
I'm sorry.
Well, real quick, Maury. Before, if the guy, the main guy, if he would have looked like Cloud,
No,
that
he
would've
looks
been
like
wrong,
Leon. He
you
looks
know?
like a
No.
knockoff. He looks like a knockoff or a dollar store Leon S. Kennedy. I'm sorry.
Yes, he does. He does.
He
does.
does.
That's what
Honestly,
he looked like that before. They're staying true to the series. He looked
I
like
just-
just some
No,
random.
but
ass
you
dude
could have.
would
No,
see
you could make
somewhere.
the graphics look much better than that. Germ.
way
I'm
better.
sorry.
I just think it
Way
looks
better.
like. And here's the thing, Germ. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but if you put an RE4 remake trailer up against that Silent Hill 2 trailer, you cannot tell me that those were made in the same year. You cannot tell me that those were in the same generation.
But to my point, that is Silent Hill, though. That is an artistic choice of that series. That series.
I mean, how long
looks
has it been
pretty
since we've gotten a Silent Hill game? Like, if we'd seen like 10 years of consistency from them, like
But
maybe.
if you look at the difference between the original and you look at the difference.
Oh, they also
look at
dropped
just
gameplay
this,
for it. They
look
dropped
at the
gameplay for it.
original and look at this game. It is 100% a remaster.
The
100%.
Silent Hill 2 remake, right?
Don't compare two different games. Compare.
Right?
the
Am I right?
original
Wait.
and-
I think Silent Hill is a remake.
Silent Hill 2, it's a remake of the classic. This is
Well,
a
that's what I'm
remake.
saying. Yeah,
It's a remake.
giving,
It's not a
giving
remaster.
remaster.
Not exactly.
This is a
It's not a
remake.
remake.
Not a
Exactly.
rematch. This is a
That means it
full
should
remake.
look better, Germ. It's not a
It
rematch.
does
There-
look better.
No,
it
it
does
doesn't.
look better than
Nah,
the
it doesn't.
original.
Nah, it doesn't.
Put it on the screen for us.
I'm about
Yeah,
to pull
put
it
it on
up.
the
Give me a
screen.
second. Give me a second.
I dare anyone to look at the original Silent Hill 2 and then look at Silent Hill 2 this remake. Not even the same. Not even. They don't look anything alike. I mean,
Okay, it looks like, okay, it's more serviceable than I remembered it being. I don't think it competes with like the other remakes that we've seen in
also,
recent memory.
on the point of Silent Hill has always had that sort of gritty look to it. This
It's
is
not
just the
gritty.
nature of this series.
Okay.
Silent Hill, this is what Silent Hill is. It has that really sort of horror movie look to it.
Dude, the
And-
lighting,
but that's
lighting
not-
isn't doing it for me.
That's
like,
not it though. I feel like even the character models just look off to me.
yeah, the character models do look off. I agree. I agree.
This
This looks last gen.
For anyone who's a Silent Hill fan, this is Silent Hill. This is
This
what
look,
Silent Hill looks like.
this looks like 2019, like the equivalent of like the 2019 RE2 remake. Like it looks like it was made in 2019.
Exactly. It looks like an older game.
That's it. I'm not saying it looks like well, I said it looks like shit, so I'm actually gonna like reel that one back in.
It's still a quality remake of the original. The original was made 25 years ago, maybe. You know.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I will say. I'm gonna be there for it. I'm gonna be there day one. I will be playing it. I might even stream it.
Sorry to challenge you like that, but yeah, I think this game,
Oh, don't apologize. Stand on
I
your
love it.
beliefs.
I'm hyped. I
Stand
don't
on
see
business, Germ. Stand
personally-
on business.
Yeah, don't apologize to me. I'm not a guest anymore. I'm here permanently, Germ. Talk all the shit you want.
Let
you don't
him
have to worry
know.
about scaring me off.
I don't see where this game is lagging at all. It stands out to me. Exactly what I would expect from a Silent Hill remake. This is exactly what I would expect.
I don't know. I
100%.
feel like maybe, hopefully, the final render looks different, but I'm not really feeling it either. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, and I'll be
Because
there day
we
one.
also have to understand also real quick, the Silent Hill largely, spoiler alert everyone, takes place in sort of a dream-like state for the most part. That's kind of where the series has always been.
Yeah, it is a
the
dream
sort of
state.
walk
That
between the
looks
line
wonky
between
right there.
reality and fiction.
Exactly, Heartless. Thank you.
So
I'm seeing the
you-
movement.
Yeah, but
You
listen,
want-
in all fairness,
you
Mhm.
want the game to have that sort of dreamist kind of look to it. You don't want it to look too real. You want it to look.
Can
sort
I
of in a
spoil it? Can I
dream
spoil it for
state.
the chat? Y'all know the whole story of Silent Hill. I won't spoil it.
I
Let me
don't.
shut
I
up.
don't. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Watch the movie. It's pretty accurate to it.
Oh wow.
Great.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, Silent Hill 2, you know, that
Sorry,
it
I
looked-
totally cut you off.
so again, Germ, this is the point of the podcast, brother. Thank you. I'm so happy you told me that I was tweaking. I think it looks better than I was saying it looks. So thank God
does.
you did go against me. Yeah, I got to be honest. I was off. But
if you
looks
guys
exactly
seen
what it-
if you guys seen the reflection of the lights on the walls as he was walking into that room, this was not a last gen game. But in all fairness, looks ass.
damn. All right. You see, Heartless playing both sides of the fence. I love it. I love it. So no, I mean, yeah, no,
No,
it
I
didn't do
I
much
love
for
the
me.
reflection. I actually do love the reflection. The reflection gives it a lot more realism. Like, I'll be
It
very
does.
honest. It
I'm
does.
just telling you, Silent Hill. This is the artistic choice. This is an artistic vision. This is Silent Hill. Silent Hill looks like this. Just
I
like
hope
the
I'm gonna
Mush-
love it.
I'm
I hope it's gonna
play it.
knock it out of the
Guys,
park
you,
for me.
You guys
Just
know
like
I'm
the
gonna
Mushroom
play it.
Kingdom has bright mushrooms and bright colors and all that stuff, and Skyrim has snow all over the ground and all that stuff. This is what Silent Hill looks like.
Listen, I'm a
This
horror
is-
guy, so I'm here for it. I'm gonna play it either way. So
Now, I'll tell you what, regardless, Cash, regardless of you and I both being, well, you being more of a horror fan than me, right? Tell you what didn't do anything for me, and I'd be curious to hear what the room thinks in a second.
what?
The Until Dawn remaster did absolutely
that's
nothing
ass.
for me.
That's booty
Hey,
Nah.
juice.
Who's
That's
asking
booty
for
juice.
that?
Who
That-
asked for
Yo,
that, bro?
Maury said the same thing, and I was like, bro, I don't know. But
And here's the thing, it doesn't look any different than it looked in 2015.
and the game didn't look bad in
See,
by
and
any
that-
stretch.
I stand behind that comparison.
Yeah.
The Until Dawn original is not that old, so
And it
it's
doesn't
not
look any
not
different.
needed.
It doesn't look any different.
It
Yeah.
was their excuse to put it on PC and get more money out of it. That's what it was, and I think that's so unfortunate.
Before we trash on the game too much, maybe they're adding gameplay elements that we don't know about yet.
No,
but
no, it's the same
It's
gameplay.
weird that they would do that.
It's so weird when people have been begging for a Bloodborne.
So there's a
remaster.
comparison. They have comparison. There are a comparison video. Let's check that out.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That didn't really stick out to me too good. That didn't really do too much for me. What I did want to talk about really badly were two announcements in particular. I will leave one mostly open, but before I get there, the God of War Ragnarok PC announcement. PC players are not watching a state of play. There was no reason to put this in here. It only wastes everyone's time. Congratulations, PlayStation. You wasted 3 minutes of your runtime. But for me, yes, I'm going to talk about Concord more than Astrobot because I really want to give the floor to Germ for Astrobot. But Concord has been a very interesting conversation in the last week because we've seen everyone come out of the fucking woodworks to shit on this game, and it's not even out yet. I think that the like to dislike ratio, I think it had 82% dislikes on its trailer. Dude. And so here's my thing, right? I think if we lived in a world, because I understand people's issue with live service, I understand people's thing with hero shooters, I get all of it. If we were living in a world where we had some hero shooters that were just killing shit, super fun to play, always doing a good job, doing right by the community, all that, then maybe something like Concord doesn't need to exist. But I'll be honest, the only competition we've gotten for Overwatch, for me, in my opinion, since its inception, has been Marvel Rivals, which is brand new. I mean, we're getting the console beta in like July. So that's not a thing that's been here for a while. So in my opinion, with the current state of hero shooters, I'm excited to see some new blood. I'm excited to see a studio come in and try to make something new and different. And if I'm being honest, you look at Firewalk's pedigree, you look at what those folks did, working on Destiny back in like its heyday when it was really, really great, being a part of Bungie, and it's splitting off to do this. They understand great gunplay. They understand great PvP. I'm really excited to see this title. I like the idea of them doing weekly cinematics. I'm excited for that. It's going to add to the story. Everything about this game is appealing to me. I like the universe. I like what they're doing with the characters already. Like it's got like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe to it, and I like that.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, dude.
I did say that too as well during the show.
And that's the
very
thing.
much like that Guardians of the Galaxy game they made a couple years ago.
And even stylistically, it kind of looks similar to that.
That 80s steampunk vibe.
Bro,
or
look at
90s.
this game. The game actually look worse in the remake than it does in the original.
Yeah.
The colors look very washed out. here in the
Washed
remake.
out, bro. Wait a minute. That's why I was looking. Look at that shit. This looks a little better. You can tell it. The details right here, skin. In terms of like her skin looks different.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Very realistic lighting effects, but
no, but look at the face right here. They look the same here.
Yeah.
So you just take like this is just a little like this is more like an artistic difference, right? Look at that.
I think so.
Look at that. Look at this. I think this looks better, but I think they kind of hid the graphics.
The original actually looks like a horror movie.
Exactly.
This other one looks like
a washed out, a second-rate horror movie wannabe video game. Like it looks way more washed out. Look at this,
dude. And that's the thing. I thought one of the best parts of Until Dawn was its lighting. There wasn't a lot about it that I thought was great. I thought a lot of it was good, but I felt like the lighting was great, and I feel like a lot of that is gone.
Very much looks like a Halloween, Halloween series movie.
Right.
Michael Myers. It looks very much like that in the original. This other one, it looks like
this
a video
actually.
game.
This scene actually looks pretty. This actually looks pretty good. I think they should have made it better. They should have made the game a little darker. So in some scenes look better than some. And I really feel like it's because of the lighting. Like this was a little bit brighter. This is a little darker, but this looks way better because of its lighting.
It brings up to the point, like who was asking for this? Is this series popular? Were people asking for this?
No. There's only one game.
But it's not like it's not like something.
I think it's one of the games that launched
in a chat on Twitch, and this game has never come up.
No.
They made what's that anthology series that they made? I can't remember what it's called. Fuck, but it's the same studio.
The Hydra is. I saw her play a series like this once. It was like about werewolves or something. A game like this, on her stream, and it was cool. The cool part about it was you were able to interact with your chat.
Wait, what? How does this look better? Wait. How does this look better? Look at this.
Jesus.
Motion blur. That's motion blur.
I think that's what they're showing, but the other ones still look better than me. No,
It's just not a night and day difference. Like,
no,
Which begs the question, why did you do it?
Why
Yeah.
did you need to do it?
yeah.
Exactly. And that's my thing, is that if I can't tell it's a remaster, like when I watched that trailer, I was like, is this the footage from the game I played in 2015? If that's the question I'm asking, there's a problem. And that goes back to what Germ's point was about Silent Hill 2. When I watch Silent Hill 2 gameplay and then the remake, it's like, well, duh, it's a remake. It's very obviously better. This, nothing in it, watching it with the naked eye, makes me think, oh, they really upped the ante here.
And
I'm
it's
very unimpressed.
It's
you know
such
what
a
I'm
PlayStation
wondering?
thing.
As I'm wondering if some AI filters ran on this, and then
Who
here we are,
knows?
we got
Who knows? But I think
just-
it's pretty. It's what I'm gonna say about this as well. It's very on brand for PlayStation. If you really think about it, they did it with Last of Us. Why the fuck would they do it with this?
Yeah, but
Again,
again,
who's
who's
the
asking
audience?
for that?
who's the
True.
audience?
Well, who's asking
the
for a
audience?
Last of Us 2 remake? Let's think
I-
about it. The game's still
I think
fairly new.
Well, I think the reason
Yeah.
they did it is because the show had just come out, and it was a way to get people to just buy it on the PlayStation 5 at
How
a
come
full
I haven't
price
had
point.
Dark Souls 3 remastered? How come? Where's Bloodborne remaster? You know,
That's
what I mean?
never coming.
Games that
You're
people
never gonna
actually
get
are
it.
asking for, you
Right.
know?
All right.
Where's
I
my
know-
Where's my Darksiders remaster?
You guys are so
You know,
toxic.
like,
I've noticed with you guys,
know?
when we're talking about shit, we tend to stay longer on the shit we don't like on this podcast.
We stay in our
You guys
business,
are-
Cash.
You guys are so toxic. So
Okay,
toxic.
okay.
But I love
Well,
it. I love it.
Let me bring some positivity back with Concord. It looks
Mm-hmm.
awesome. I'm tired of the comments on the internet. I'm tired of seeing everyone shit on this game. Be quiet. Let the game succeed or fail on its own merit. I think it looks entertaining at best. Again, the gunplay looks good. The PvP looks good. The characters look interesting. If it sucks, I'll tell you it sucks. If it's good, I'll tell you it's good. I just want to see how it plays.
Just for
I
the
don't know.
record, I was the one defending Silent Hill 2 up in this place. Just for the record.
Yeah, we need to give him his credit. We need to give him his credit.
Can I
Yeah.
say something though? In order
Yeah.
for Concord to be successful, it's either gonna have to be free to play or at a lower price point.
I don't think this game will release at $70. I'm pizza bet right now. Does anyone want to make a pizza bet with me? My pizza bet is there's no shot in hell they release this game at $70.
I don't think it will.
$49.99. That's
No,
my
I think I think it would be $39.99. Helldivers.
No.
point. We're talking
No shot.
Helldivers.
I'm gonna make a note here in the notes. That's my prediction. $49.99.
Hey, Lord
I'm with
Hades
Germ.
says exclamation mark cheese. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Th-
I
that-
think we'll see it at 50.
What was
Okay.
your prediction, Cash?
$39.99.
$39.99.
$39.99. So basically $40.
Yeah, put me on the same thing as you, Germ. I'm saying it's 50.
What about you, Harless? Free to play?
I'm hoping $39.99.
I'm
I'm hoping it's free 99, but
Free
I'm gonna
99.
put you down as for free.
Free
Free
99.
to play.
Does this mean Heartless buys all of us a pizza no matter what?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I don't. Nobody ever
we're
talked to
gonna-
me about
we're
pizzas
gonna
ever
do
again.
This like Price is Right. You can't go over the price.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
we'll see.
You're right. It can't sell at 70. You're right. I'm going to
It
give you
can't.
that. I
No.
agree.
It definitely
when
can.
when Overwatch is sitting there for free,
I think
like,
that's
no
what we
other
should put
game
for
does
Heartless. That's what we should put for Heartless. It
What?
can't. It won't sell at 70. That's his price point. It can't be free to
Yeah.
play. It has to be a price point to it. There has to be some kind of money. So
It's
Heartless
gonna
is
be like
voting against
Helldivers
it.
money. Helldivers was what was it $39.99 or $49.99?
$39.99 for Helldivers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Okay.
this is a multiplayer game, right?
Yeah, it is.
Multiplayer. Yep.
It's
yep.
like, which by the way, have you guys noticed that all these new games are just trying to blend Overwatch, Apex, and
Yeah,
Call
they're
of Duty
all
together?
They're all
They're just
doing it.
blending
games
them
are
together.
coming for Overwatch. All
They're-
these games are coming for Overwatch's players. Seriously.
Some
all
are
these new
coming for
games.
Overwatch, and now XDefiant is coming for Call of Duty. I feel like.
I'll
So
say
it's
this
just
though,
like-
when you watch that gameplay, it's Destiny gunplay through and through. The sounds, the way the guns, like the way that you move with the weapons, like you
Where
can
are
tell that
my-
these are ex-Bungie devs.
Lord Hades, where are my boomer shooters? Nobody's paying attention to them. There's one that just recently came out that I actually liked.
What's
I haven't
considered a
played it on
boomer
stream.
shooter?
A
What's
game
considered
that's
a boomer-
made in like Duke Nukem style, so it looks like a Duke
Okay.
Nukem shooter game, but it's a new game. It's recent.
Gotcha.
That's what a
Anything from
boomer
the
shooter is.
64 era.
Exactly. But it's those games are actually pretty fun. believe it or not, because they'll sometimes blend like new mechanics within that old school play style, so it makes it feel a lot more fresh. So it's dope. I like it.
You know, like the single player FPS experience is really lost to time. When
It's
was the last time a
because
single
competitive.
player
It's comp
first-person
shooters.
experience came out?
No, comp shooters are taking that over, bro. So that's
Was
why
it Killzone Shadowfall? Would that have been the last like?
I
No,
just-
because they did the Immortals of Avium game.
I would say Resistance
Immortals
3.
of Avium didn't do shit though.
I would
No, it
say-
didn't. It didn't.
I would say
So-
Resistance, maybe, or I don't know.
I think
No.
Resistance would have been before Killzone Shadowfall.
Mhm.
I don't know.
All right,
But
so
anyway, yeah,
all right, let's keep going. Monster Hunter Wilds. Maury, what's
Ugh,
up? Unfinished, unpolished, not done. Looks like
that's
crap.
rough.
Yeah,
I know
looks
this
like
is a
rough.
game people have been waiting for a long time. It's got a lot of hype.
bro,
on
I
it,
had
but
a
Monster
diehard
Hunter
fan in
fans adore it.
Pinksy. Pinksy is a diehard freaking Monster Hunter fan,
No,
and he
Zee
said
too,
it looks
right?
like shit. He said it looked like
Wow.
shit. So
Wow, I didn't know that.
I gotta take his word for it, right? Like he's a fanboy of the game. Like let's keep it 100. Heartless, am I wrong about that?
Monster
No,
Hunter
not at all.
never. has
This man
landed for
loves,
me.
bro. This man loves Monster Hunter so much. He has a dedicated day for Monster Hunters. It's called Monster Hunters Monday, bro.
Wow.
So, with that said,
That's
he
a
can
true
say the
fan
game's-
right there.
if he can say the game is shit, I'm gonna take his word for it.
Yeah, it didn't do it for me. When me and Cash
Monster
watched it,
Hunter.
we both agreed.
Mhm.
Monster Hunter never landed
See?
for me from a game.
And to Alive just said it in the chat. I love
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, but the gameplay looks unfinished, and that's exactly what we said during the reaction.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's the trailer reveal though from State of Play that has the most likes out of any of the others.
Really?
Isn't it interesting that
Yeah.
you know, was it Dragon's Dogma? Was that game really hit for me at least, but not Monster Hunter. I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know why there's different. Why they hit different for me, but they look like they play similarly, except you know there's magic in Dragon's Dogma.
So,
Yeah.
For some
Pri-
reason, Monster Hunter never hit for me.
Yeah.
Never clicked.
so Project just said something I want to shed some light on. He says, "Oh, also single player games are just a lot less safe financially. The bar has been set so high for them, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. Also,
I agree.
question
Overall,
yeah,
single player games as a whole,
yeah,
like all of them.
yeah, it's a hit. It's a gamble at this point, Jerm. Why do you think?
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
Why do you
I
think
don't know
most of
about
the
that when
industry?
Elden Ring exists.
But
I
why
don't
do you
know about
think
that.
most of the industry is trying to go the route of multiplayer games?
That is true because you want that engagement. to keep
Exactly. You want people to
playing, yeah.
keep playing the game. Remember, with a single player game, once you beat it, it's done. Elden Ring is an exceptional game. It's an exceptional game. Keyword being exception.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, look at Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden. That's a single player game that launched this year, and it got crushed. I mean,
Bro,
it did not make any
I
money.
Great, but-
I love the game, bro.
In response to what you said, Cash, yes, Elden Ring is exceptional,
Mhm.
but there's one. You guys are gonna grill me for this. There's one whole company that is the exception.
Oh, FromSoft?
Nintendo.
With what?
Like they only
Oh.
have two two multiplayer games on their lineup: Smash Brothers and
Yo, tell me you're not a, tell me
Splatoon.
tell me you're a Nintendo shill without telling me you're not a Nintendo shill. bro.
They only have two multiplayer games in their lineup for the most part, and they
Mario
are
Party, Mario Kart, Smash. What else? Pokemon.
out of
Pokemon,
all the games they have.
Zelda,
know?
All the fighting games they have.
Zelda.
Out of all the games they have, they only
Metroid.
have a very few that are
Mhm.
like that. Out
see
of
what
their
Hades
lineup,
just
there's
said?
probably only
It's-
1%.
It's
Well,
hard
of
to
their
sell
lineup.
skins you can't flex, and that's where the money is now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Also, microtransactions are a
Well, the
lot
single
harder
player
to milk in
experience-
single player exclusive. Exactly. You're right.
Single-player
Unless it's
experience isn't
another story.
invalid.
Unless it's another story project, I agree. If it's
And
not
Jerem,
like a
I-
new story, then you can't really put microtransactions in a single player
I
game.
mean, Resident Evil was a solar player experience.
Oh,
We were
yeah, but-
grading on
Yeah,
those
but it's
games.
a
but
Resident
Jerem, these are
Evil.
all Jerem. Every IP that we're mentioning has like brand noticeability or
Right,
recognition of
exactly.
like 20 years. Like if you're a new IP like Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden, you're almost destined to fail as soon as you come out. Like I think single player games, I don't think it's about how good or bad they are, because I think Ghosts of New Eden was pretty like so-so. I think I saw a lot of like 8s and 7s.
I played it. The game was a fun game.
The
I played the
Witcher
game on
3
stream.
The Witcher 3 is
But
a
that's-
solo player experience.
But it's
Skyrim
Witcher,
Yes, but
but
again,
it's in the
that's
name.
Witcher-
Witcher 3,
that's
Elder Scrolls
Witcher.
5. These are games with 20 years of history.
All I'm saying is, yes,
Bro.
it's a gamble, but if you do it right, it'll pay off for you. They're generational games that people.
Bro,
will remember
most
forever.
people that played Banisher loved the game. Most people. The game was actually pretty favorable among critics. The game was
Yeah.
also sold at a lower price point. It was
Nier
$50.
Automata is a solo player experience. Stellar
Nier-
Blade solo player experience.
But
yeah,
bro,
he's spitting.
but-
He's spitting.
No,
Go
no,
in,
no.
Germ. Actually, yeah. Wow.
No,
wow.
no,
If
no,
you-
no,
if you-
no. But you're
Metal
talking.
Gear solo player experience.
No,
but if you do
no.
it right, you know.
But Metal
No,
Gear
no,
has
no.
brand recognition.
That's what I'm saying. But Nier also had brand recognition. Let's come on, bro. Come
Last
on.
of Us solo player experience. I'm just saying,
That
if
was-
you do
But
it
these are,
right,
but Jerm, you're talking about games that people are actually looking for. These games have hype surrounding them.
well, they're looking for them now. But think about when the game came out.
People were hyped for
but
those
you
games
guys
when they
gotta
came
understand
out.
something. When Metal Gear Solid first came out, people were sitting at home with no multiplayer. At
Exactly. That
home,
was the only
trying to
game they
keep-
had.
It's not that it was the only game they had. It's just that their whole collection of games included single player games.
Mhm.
Once gamers started to connect and
Online.
the internet started to bring people together and people started to realize these are genuine friendships, everyone's mindset shifted mostly from I play video games alone to I want to connect with my people. And then
Mhm.
every now and then they'll buy a single player game and they play it alone. Yes. But
Yeah.
we, for the most part, are social beings and we want to be social. If we're going to spend a lot of money on a game, it better give us a lot of hours, and I want to flex custom skins or whatever the hell it is. I want to have a unique presence in
All I'm
a
saying
universe.
is I challenge that idea that solo player games are as big as a gamble as was stated.
They are a
And
gamble.
I'll say
Solo
this.
player,
Granted-
solo
granted
player
gamble.
games. They're a
Granted
gamble
they-
now, Jerm. Big
They're
gamble
a
now.
huge gamble because now you're gonna charge $70 for a game. You're gonna spend $100 million developing it, and to even recoup your money back, you have to sell millions and millions of copies.
I look
There's
for
no
games based-
microtransactions.
I look
Mhm.
for games based on Assassin's Creed exists today because it's a solo play experience. They have
But
a
it
couple
also
of
has
games.
brand recognition
Yeah,
because
but
it
I-
had time
you-
to
you-
develop when that was still
Well,
like
you guys
normal.
gotta remember,
Exactly.
yes, it has that now, but so eventually someone had to make the plunge and come up with a new
But that
game,
was
and yeah, it
before.
took
But
off,
that was
but-
the
Less of a
before the
risk back then.
exactly. It was before
Yes.
the expansion of multiplayer to this extent, to this degree.
It was also less saturated.
Hold on,
It was
hold on.
less saturated.
Even technologically, it
Mhm.
was cheaper to make a game back then. Yes, the games were of lower quality, like graphics wise, but the systems they were using did not require as much time to get the graphics out of
think-
them
I think
because you
we're
were not getting.
I think we're confusing the idea of a solo player experience with a new IP. I mean, granted, yes, it's harder to sell new IPs because it's new. People may not be interested in it right off the bat because it doesn't have the iconic part to it. But you can have a exciting IP like Spider-Man, for example, and make it a solo player experience and still be enjoyable.
I'll
you
say
know?
this. This is something I do want to say. This is a super interesting thing because something Germ did bring up is like Stellar Blade did well, though it's a single player title. I think that's one place where console exclusivity helps a lot. I think that if Stellar Blade was multi-platform and didn't get the push that it did by Sony, I don't think it would have done as well. I
Also
genuinely think that,
controversy. Also controversy. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Controversy is
for
also
sure.
what sold
Sex
Stellar Blade.
sales.
It's
Sex
not about the
sales.
sex. It's the fact that people were making it a
Talked
big
about it so
deal.
much.
Exactly, and then people are people are naturally contrarian. Let's keep it real. Like people will buy stuff just because somebody else said you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
what
sure,
I-
sure.
What I'm saying
That
is, I think
also
we're
played a
confusing the
factor in Stellar
idea
Blade.
of a new solo player IP experience to just a solo game. You know,
well, I agree that single player
GTA
games can do fine. God of War, Horizon.
GTA is a
Yeah.
solo game. At least it started.
All
that
right,
way.
so Project
And
just
then-
pointed out something else as well. In the same vein, isn't the current reboot of Final Fantasy Remake doing poorly? Yes, it is. Final Fantasy
Yeah.
Remake is also doing poorly. So you're talking about games with brand recognition, yes, but they're games that are great that are still doing poorly.
Well,
So
what I'm saying is I listed several that are
Mhm.
solo player experiences that are genre defining.
but
So,
they have
you know,
brand recognition.
you
We're
used
talking
the
about newer
word
IP.
exceptional
Yeah, look at
earlier.
Apex.
You used the word exceptional earlier.
hmm
Solo player experiences should be exceptional experiences because you're doing it alone. They should all be exceptional experiences. There should be no vanilla single player experiences. They
Now,
should
that's
all
not what
be
I meant
great.
by that, though. What I mean by that is you said Elden Ring, and I'm saying Elden Ring. Elden Ring is kind of transcends all of that because you can make another game that is just like Elden Ring, but it won't have Elden Ring success.
Hold on, guys. I got 2 points I gotta make.
Mhm.
First point is Elden Ring. One thing that's really amazing about Elden Ring is you can beat the whole game and only have seen about 10, 15, 20% of what there is to see. So you're heavily enticed to
And
go make another
yeah,
character and see
go
the
back.
stuff that you haven't seen. You could easily get 5 playthroughs out of Elden Ring before you actually see everything. And then the other point I have to say is look at Apex. It's not impossible for a new IP to come out of nowhere and within 10 years have solidified themselves as a huge brand in the gaming industry. That's not unheard of.
But
It
that's
can
live
be done.
service.
It is live service, 100%.
But
It's
it's-
free and it's live service.
And it's
That's the
multiplayer.
thing. And it's multiplayer. It's free live service and it's multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, creating a new experience, a single player experience, I think it's a tough ask. Unless it comes from a project outside of video games, like a movie.
Mhm.
Plus,
Apex also has the advantage. Apex
because of the nature of internet gameplay is
You don't think Apex has first movers advantage when it comes to that? Like based on what it's
I
doing,
just
battle
don't fully
royale
agree
wise,
because
like
of the
first
nature
person.
of online gameplay. A
Mhm.
lot of the majority of people that play online games are on Wi-Fi, guys, and we all know how that affects the online experience. So
But that doesn't
there's
prevent
a
them from playing the
toxicity that
game.
exists, a rightful toxicity that exists in the online community. It looks like we lost Maury.
More, you still here?
It's an online there's a so that's not accessible to everyone,
He's in Discord. He's here.
Yeah,
you
he's here.
you need to have these solo player experiences available to those people. So it's not as big a gamble as everyone's saying.
No, it is a gamble, Jerm. The market is different now. The landscape for single player games are different now. That's what we're trying.
I'm saying as a gamer, I look for quality solo player experiences.
All right, going back to Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
we're
sorry,
gonna-
we got off on tangent, bit hardcore there.
No, but it's fine.
We're staying
But-
on topic.
Yeah, but going back to even Spider-Man, think about what we said. Spider-Man only just recently broke even, and now it's like I think now it's made double the amount that was went into creating the game, like developing the game, right? But that took them a while to do that, and that's with Spider-Man, bro. Now think
That's a
about other
budgetary
games.
problem. That's not like a solo experience problem. The game's fun, That is not
no.
a fault to the game's quality. That is a fault to the people that budgeted the game.
But what
That's
I'm
a
saying, the game still didn't sell as well as they predicted. That's the only reason why they pump so much money in the game. Like a lot of them do that for that very reason, because they feel like with the quality that the time and the amount of money that they're putting in games, it probably will relate to some kind of outcome. It didn't work that way.
Looks like we lost Maury.
No,
yeah,
he's in the Discord.
No, he's not in the Discord anymore.
He's not.
No.
No, he left. Yeah, he's probably having issues. He'll probably be back. But yeah, I feel like single player games are a big gamble for a lot of companies, which is why because they're going for more engagement at the end of the day, Jeremy. You have to think about that as well, which is why they're focused so much on multiplayer games. Like I'm pretty sure any game that is being played the most right now are multiplayer games. We can look it up.
Well, I don't understand why it can't both exist in the same game.
They
Think of
can, but they can't be as
So
cinematic or
Think
as high quality. I don't think.
Think of Pokemon. Pokemon is
Not a single player experience.
equally known for its single player experience just as much as it is for its meta.
Even Pokemon's
No.
single player experience is not single player because of the fact that you
Halo.
can trade.
Exactly.
Halo has it here. Halo. Games can have both. You know,
Most
they
played
can have
games. All
both.
right, wait a minute. So let's look at the most played. Let's start with Steam. Most played games on Steam, right? Counter-Strike,
Back to where-
Dota, PUBG, Destiny, Apex,
Sorry,
Naraka,
guys.
Team Fortress, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. That's 9 so far that I've listed. These are the top. These are the most played games on Steam, Jerm.
That doesn't mean
Wait,
just because you're the most played doesn't mean that you make the most money. Let's be clear on that. You know,
but people are spending more time on the game. Like theoretically, they'll be putting money in the game to some degree.
For sure.
So
there's a reason.
but
why
these are not.
fighting
But,
games-
but wait a minute. We're talking about.
Hold on,
Remember,
Mike.
we were
This is
talking
total
about it
content.
game having like long stances and not being a gamble. Like single player games are a gamble for that very reason.
Just go look at Helldivers. It's not even single player, but it doesn't have a PvP.
Mhm.
And let's see how the numbers have fallen off.
Helldivers has fallen off all the way down. Helldivers is now the 21st most played game on Steam.
You know,
Remember when it was number 1 the other day? Does anybody remember that? Helldivers was number
probably
1.
Multiverses.
Multiverses is not even in top 10, bro. Not even top 15. Not even top 20. Multiverses is not even in top 20, bro.
Project, that's not even the point. The point is, if you don't have a PvP, and the premise of the game is we go through with this adventure, and then once the adventure is done, it's over, and you're not like really building on a skill set, and you're not going back and forth and competing, and there's not people challenging you. Over time, our brains get bored of these things.
Right.
It's a risk. It's
Wait.
a risk.
Right. Stardew Valley is also multiplayer, right?
No, it's not.
No, it's
It
not.
says it's a multiplayer here.
It's a resource management kind of game.
All right, so
where-
hold up.
It's kind of like
All right.
Animal Crossing.
Well, wait.
It's like Animal Crossing.
You know where that game is? You know, and that's the
Where?
first single player game. If we're gonna count that as a first single player game, it's at number 12. So it's not even in top 10.
Stardew Valley also has this addictive type
Yeah.
thing to it.
It's like Animal Crossing. People just
But
they get
a
hooked
lot
and
of
they
single
stay,
player
you know?
games don't have that though.
They
That's
need
what we're
and
saying.
You know what Pokemon has about that? Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all, bro.
All of us gamblers and us collectors, we love that.
It
shit.
triggers
And
that collector's
and-
mindset.
In itself, that's a solo experience.
No, that's
Yeah.
but that's what Heartless is saying. That most single player games don't have that. Because how can you do that with a story based game like God of War? How would you do that?
Cards.
I don't think you can.
Cards.
You can't.
Cards. Yes, you can. Cards. If
Achievements is the way you do it.
collectibles, cards. If like let's say in game God of War, every time you complete a mission, you got a card at random.
Hold up.
You know,
Right?
you guys know what keeps me playing Diablo 3? The loot
What?
grind.
Yes,
Like-
because
like
loot.
the-
People love loot.
I don't love loot in a story-driven narrative experience. What?
No. Hold on. Listen to
That-
me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
The quest for that loot keeps me coming back, and it keeps me playing.
Bro.
I don't want to go after a new breastplate for Kratos after I've beaten the
No.
game. Like,
we don't want that. We don't want that. What I'm
Bro.
saying is, imagine if at the end of every mission you got some sort of a collectible, and
You
then
do.
at the end of
Heartless.
the game,
Hold up. Not to cut you
What,
off,
what?
Heartless. But remember what I said to you about Call of Duty?
yeah.
I am now being fucking proven right. Now look at the Steam records. I want you. Let me pull this shit up. Hold up. Hold the fucking phone for a second. This is exactly what the fuck I was talking about. This
Yeah,
is
I got
exactly.
you. Save that thought. All I'm saying is, if
Wait.
if what's it, God of War? If at the end of every mission, you got some sort of a collectible. At the end of the game, you look at your collectibles and you're like, damn, I don't have all of them. And not only do I not have all of them, I don't have the rarest editions of them. It might make you want to go through and play it again.
but that's already
Like-
built into like the game. There are collectibles in the game, but like, it's not like this live service approach.
All right,
No,
guys.
I'm with six.
Hold
Crazy.
up. Hold up. Wait. Remember what I said about Call of Duty?
Yeah, it's all under one.
All in one
It's all
fucking
one.
category. One
Yeah.
category.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Exactly what I said.
So no matter what game they're playing,
It's gonna get ranked. It's exactly.
That's nuts.
It's just called Call of
There's a
Duty
reason
now.
they did that.
It's just called, exactly to conflate numbers.
its numbers are pretty bad if it's every Call of Duty combined. 71,000 right now.
Exactly.
Well,
So Call of
remember,
Duty
this
is
only
not in a
Steam
great
numbers.
space. Call
This
of Duty
only
is not in a
Steam
great.
numbers.
but-
Remember that.
Yes,
Yeah.
but think about it. That's
What is
still
Wallpaper Engine?
wallpaper engine is like you can put up like interactive wallpapers on your.
I actually, that's
Desktop.
one of the only things I've downloaded off of Steam on my laptop. That's
mean,
hilarious.
And
Mhm.
100%.
It's actually pretty cool. I like it.
You know, solo player experiences, you don't get as much probably payoff.
But I want you to look at this. Most of these games are multiplayer games. Like there's only like 3. There's only 3 single player games in this entire
Look at
like
Elden
top
Ring's
20.
still up there. Elden Ring.
Ring is 15, but I think that's
That is
also.
$60 in 15th place with 50,000 people
I
still
think,
playing it.
But I
Well,
don't.
the
I
reason
think-
why it's doing so well now is because
Kai
Kai
Cenat.
Cenat
Yeah.
streamed it.
exactly.
Look at
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3. It's got over 103,000 people playing it.
That's an exceptional game. It's
Yeah.
an
Oh
exception.
no, but that was the peak today. But here's what I'm saying though: most of these games are multiplayer. There's only like 3 single player games in this entire list. Elden Ring, Rust is Rust multiplayer. Yes, Rust is
Yeah.
multiplayer. This I don't
Stardew Valley
even.
is $15.
So I won't even count this like this. I don't count this shit. Why? I just don't. So let's put Helldivers as technically the 20th game on this list, right? So Helldivers is at 20.
What does this actually do though for the gaming industry? Is having all these.
I know what's gonna
multiplayer
happen. I know
games-
exactly what's
Oh,
gonna happen.
Let me finish this statement because I'm not gonna say what you think I'm about to say.
Go on.
Is what is the value of having all these multiplayer games dividing up all your player base? You know, what is the I don't know. For me, it's like
remember
there's
this,
so
this,
many
this is not from
little
the same company
individual
though.
communities like this, and no one can agree on it.
They don't care. It's not like it's not from one developer. Now, if this were one developer, now that would be a different story. But this is multiple developers vying for supremacy at the end of the day.
Gosh, you would think that until you find out that Foot Locker,
I know,
Champs,
I
and
know,
it are
I
all
know.
owned by the same
I
company.
know.
And
Just
they
like
fool you to think that they're competing with each other.
it's just like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, bro. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, they're all the same company.
An even better example of that is Coca-Cola. Anything drink that you buy is
Yeah,
Either
yeah,
Coca-Cola
that-
or Pepsi.
Yeah,
Sprite.
Pepsi, yeah.
Sprite is
Even
all,
your
yeah,
water.
all of them. Yeah. Yeah, even water. Even water. surprisingly.
But I know what this is gonna do to the gaming industry. You guys want single player games? Let me tell you something. They're gonna have in-game billboards with real companies. You're gonna go walk by a store inside of a video game. It's gonna be Louis Vuitton. It's
Fuck.
gonna be,
Yeah.
and the games are gonna start saying, they're gonna start accepting money from other companies to put. Not like have ads in the game. That would suck. I would not.
I
ever
mean,
wanna do
that's
that.
what
But,
EA
but if I
wants.
open up a fridge
That's
in a
what
game
EA
and it said Pepsi, I wouldn't be mad.
Neither would I.
No,
I agree.
no,
I'm
no,
not bad.
Also,
I'm
If
fine.
that
you
is fine. I
need
think
those
that's fine.
solo player games to kind of innovate the gaming industry. Think about Batman Arkham series. Think about when Batman Arkham came out. That changed all the way single player games have been ever since then. Its gameplay style, its combat style now is imitated by all these.
But you know what
games,
other game was actually pretty great and didn't get the shine I think it really deserved? Mad Max.
That's so interesting. I downloaded that this week on my console. That's so
Mad
interesting.
Max
What,
was
what I'm saying is
pretty
you need
damn
those
good.
solo player experiences to kind of innovate.
Mhm.
You need to innovate. And
I
granted,
think
yes,
no,
it's
innovate is
difficult,
more for indie
we're
games in
spending a
my
lot of
opinion.
time. Yeah, you need those to innovate. Think about all the gameplay that's in these multiplayer games. Probably
look-
started in a single.
Look
player
at this though.
experience somewhere
But
first.
stop for a second. I want y'all to look at this. Look at where Multiverses is as a new game that just
Game's
dropped
flop.
last week.
And
Are we
it's free.
surprised?
26.
I'm not. I mean, I'm kind of surprised, but I'm not at the same time because it's WB, and we know how we feel about WB
Bro,
around here.
that is bad because it's below Payday 2. We know what happened to Payday 2. I don't need to say
Yeah.
it. It's
I
below
bet
Payday
you, I
2.
bet you WB is a shock too. They have lost consumer confidence. WB as a game developer.
Well, they just make weak ass decisions. Like, why would you keep me from progressing the battle pass if I've done all the dailies?
Bro.
I don't get any credit
This
for
is
like
crazy
playing
as
your
well.
game.
Look
I
at
mean,
Ghost of
look at
Tsushima.
Skyrim.
Ghost of
Skyrim's what,
Tsushima.
15 years old, and it still has at peak had 30,000 people playing it today.
Ghost of Tsushima, bro, is at 49. And this is
Definitely
their
not gonna see no Pepsi in Ghost of Tsushima. I'll tell you
no.
that.
No.
And
This
if
is
we
shot.
did, that would be an issue.
this is the
I'd
best
be
sale.
upset.
Oh yeah, imagine a freaking thing written in Japanese on a fucking flyer, like next
Yeah,
to a
no.
wanted poster. It's a Pepsi
Crazy,
logo.
right?
Some bullshit.
Oh, sorry we went off on that tangent, but I don't know. Single player experiences are necessary for innovation.
Top
I
100.
agree. I agree. I just think they're risky. That's
Mhm.
that's my only take. I have to ask because I've been waiting for a while now. I want so desperately to hear Germ's opinions on the Astrobot announcement.
All right,
I
please.
want to hear it so
Please.
badly.
Sure. I've been
Dude,
waiting on bated breath, Germ. Let's
This
go.
game is gas. I am so fucking. Can you put it up on the screen, Cash? 'Cause
I don't want to.
this game is the accumulation of all of the awesomeness of Sony's legacy all in one game. I could not be more excited. As a person
Yep.
who's owned Sony consoles my whole life for the most part, I've had a few others, but mostly Sony. This feels like a celebration of 30 years of gaming.
It does look good though. I'm not gonna front. I'm
like,
hating comedically, but I actually
and
think it's
also
actually pretty good.
like I am super excited that someone's finally taking it to Nintendo. Like Nintendo's been sitting on all these game experiences for a long time, and like Super Mario Galaxy, I love Mario Galaxy, and it's been what, forever since we've had another one of those. So Astro's coming for those players. They're coming for the people that I've been, waiting for Nintendo to unleash, Metroid games, Mario
old Mac.
games, all these different games. They've Star Fox,
I'm
all
so
these
annoyed,
games that
bro.
they've been waiting for
Star
Nintendo
Fox
to
is a
do.
dead franchise, bro. Such a dormant franchise. I haven't seen
Yeah.
anything from Star Fox in such a long time.
and
So
Yeah.
Sony is
Sir.
straight up capitalizing on that, and they're making it their own. And I'm here for it. This looks so cool.
bro, there's so many games. Like I would love for them to drop another Metroid game. How long did they drop Dread? Dread was like 2-3 years ago.
And all thing I'm
3.
excited about too is
Love
this,
Dread.
like games have become kind of serious in recent years. A lot of serious narratives, violence, sex sells, all these different things, and it's great to see games have that, kind of maybe returning to that whimsical, like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario, Donkey Kong, the kind of stuff that we grew up with, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and
Yeah.
Daxter, if anyone remembers all these
Sly
games,
Cooper.
Yeah,
Sly
it's great
Cooper.
to see. Yeah,
Facts.
it's great to see games return to kind of its roots, if you will. I'm here for it. This is an instant buy for me. It's already in my wish list.
Astro's Playroom was Astro's Playroom was overheating PlayStations though. I remember that.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm really shocked that this isn't the number one, thumbed up or liked video on that.
What is this
whole
PlayStation?
What do you
Am
mean?
I
That was the
lost?
PS5.
It was a PS5.
Yeah, I'm lost. What's happening here? This game is
Look-
about a robot that has a PlayStation chip.
Yes,
Yeah.
and as a PlayStation, he has a PlayStation controller ship and a PlayStation console ship.
Look at the gameplay. It's making callbacks to Zelda.
It's
making
very
callbacks to
meta.
Star
It's very
Fox,
meta,
making
Heartless.
calls to
Very
Splatoon
meta.
right here. It's basically saying everything that all the greatest things that Nintendo has ever done. We're like, dude, we're gonna do you. We're gonna do it so much better.
Am I just a hater?
Probably.
You are.
Probably.
You are. Because
Honest,
how are
I
you
was-
not enamored? How are
That
you
was
not
the fine
enamored?
difference right there.
Yeah, but he does. I don't think he has the fan. He is not a fan of PlayStation like games like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of
As
the
soon as I seen the controller, I was like, "This is ugly."
Ugh.
No, but it's not
this
for
is-
Heartless though. That's what you guys need to
no,
remember. This is for the
shout out to-
fans.
shout out to Sony.
This is for the kids.
Seriously though, shout out to Sony for sending this love letter to people that have been loyal to them for a long time.
Coming
And-
September.
See, September 6th. This is really soon. I am buying this. This is a day one purchase for me.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
you are.
I'm fully with Germ.
I can't.
I'm not excited about it, but like
I am.
To each
I'm gonna
his own.
enjoy the
I'm not-
hell out of it.
Again,
Am I
won't
getting
look
old?
at-
Cash, are we getting old?
Probably. I think that's what it
I'm
is.
older than all four of you guys here.
You think
I'm
so?
older than all of you
How
guys.
old are you,
Yeah.
Jerem?
He's 36.
I'm gonna be 37 next month.
Well,
No way.
Yeah.
You're older than me by a year. Like, stop it.
I've been around, and yeah, this game looks so cool. This is the highlight of the whole state of play for me. The rest of this lineup was probably like maybe a 6 for me, maybe a 5, But as soon as the Astrobot came on, I instantly bumped it up an extra point. I got a 7 out of 10 for this.
Wait. So Lord Hades says, "I can't lie. This looks like every game I loved in my childhood." Yes, it does. I'm not even gonna
It's
knock
a
that.
love letter to gaming itself, you
Mhm.
know, and
Yep.
I'm here for it. This looks
I'm-
great.
I'm not gonna lie either. I pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 3. I was so excited to go back to my nostalgia. And I realized that these games I played as a kid, they just don't hit the same. They just
Not-
don't. If
Granted,
they're
yeah,
like kids, if
that
I
is
went back and
valid.
played Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, or any of those games, I don't think I would enjoy it.
It's
don't.
like
I think
me
it's
going back to
because,
Power
Rick,
Rangers.
You've already experienced it once, so you don't have that same. It doesn't hits different. But
It
imagine
was Cheeks 80s, but at the end of the day, it was still Kingdom Hearts. If I went back and played Kingdom Hearts 1 right now, I'd be like, damn, bro, this is a button masher. This is a button masher.
Bro, it's like me going back to an old TV show that I used to love as a kid, bro. I went back to Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm like, ugh,
What?
this was rough. This was
Why did
rough.
you do that to yourself?
Bro, I'm like, I
That's
ruined my
valid.
whole childhood with this shit, bro. Like, I swear to God. I'm like, what is this?
that's valid. There's a lot of things like that.
Bro, no, I
you
can't. But
mean-
it doesn't take away from how I felt as a kid, though. That's
No.
that's the thing I can say. That's the only thing I can say
For
about that.
me, the fond memory of experience it the first time, you're more attached to that than the actual wanting to watch
For
it again.
sure.
And
I
For sure,
agree.
100%.
this is where
I agree.
Astrobot comes in for me is I'm going to be experiencing something new, but it's also going to call me back to like an earlier time.
Man just wants to spend
and
money.
I'm here for it.
Bro, no, Heartless. Honestly,
I'm
like,
just messing around. I'm just messing around.
no, I was so mad.
Artists, you don't know, when you bought a PlayStation 5, they already had an Astrobot game.
Yeah,
It was
Astro's
awesome.
Playroom.
Right.
It was overheating
so awesome.
PlayStations.
Playroom.
No,
It
but it was
wasn't
over.
like this.
It was
It wasn't
overheating
like this. It was
PlayStations, though. It
a
was
smaller
overheating
scale.
PlayStations.
The game was?
Yes, the
It
game was
it was
over.
free. It
Yeah.
was on every PlayStation.
No, that's not
And-
what I'm saying. It was overheating PlayStations. It was burning them up.
Yeah.
and-
They're like, yo,
The
buy
game-
this PlayStation 5. It comes preloaded with this game. That's going to make you need to buy
No,
another
it's
PlayStation
not
5.
this one. This is a new one. But the previous one was kind of like a much smaller
man.
scale version of this, and it was fun. It was probably still to
Yo, I'm
this
sorry.
day.
That
it's
was
probably one of the
that
best
was funny.
PlayStation titles.
I'm sorry, Jerm. That was funny. Yo, Heartless killed me with that one. I'm done.
That made me laugh, bro. I was kind of annoyed, but he
It's their business
wasn't
model.
wrong.
Why didn't they sell so many PlayStation 5?
Bro, get Heartless out of here, bro. He's just shitting all over.
That's how Sony won the console war. All the scalpers were Sony. That's who they were, and then they bought them all up, and now we bought them from Sony again for double the price.
Yo, a lot of
That was
scalpers
the-
lost money on that shit because, like, the following year, all that shit just went down because
Yeah,
they dropped. They
was-
just restocked.
that was justice served. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Like,
Fuck
yes.
those people.
Y'all
Yes.
know Tinky got scammed for a PlayStation 5 off Twitter. Some guy was like $7,500, and
You're
I'll send you a
lying.
place.
$500.
You're
Did you buy
lying.
it?
Nah, he got his money back. He went and reported to the bank. He got his money back, but he legit fell
Wow.
for it.
Nah,
That's
Shout out to
crazy.
Tinky.
nah,
love you, Tinky.
bro.
Shout out to Tinky.
Bro, I was in a digital line for like 5 hours, bro.
Dude,
Like,
I remember the day
I had
so
to sit in front of
well.
my fucking computer for almost a whole fucking day to get that PlayStation 5.
Dude, it was so. I remember at the time, my girlfriend at the time. Sorry, I'm going to jump off a little bit. My girlfriend at the time, she lived in Chicago, so I was taking a train to Chicago that day, and me and my best friend Evan that lived. You said what?
Man's got to type.
I got to type. And nah, but me and my friend, we lived together at the time, and we had just watched I guess it would have been the PlayStation Showcase, and they were like, yeah, pre-orders for the PlayStations are going to go live like next week. So we're like, okay, cool, whatever, la da da da. As we're driving to the train station, Evan's like, my best friend, he's like, oh my fucking God. I'm like, what? He's like, look at Twitter. The pre-orders had gone live. And I'm getting ready to get on a train to go to Chicago. We're nowhere near a GameStop. We're freaking out. We're trying to hop in line. All the lines are filled. We can't find any website that's selling a PlayStation 5. That day was the most chaotic day of my life. But I ended up securing 2 PlayStations. One provided to me by Sony because they said I played so many of their games on the PlayStation 4 generation that they saved me a pre-order on the PS5.
Oh,
That
that's
is not
sick.
good.
That's some king shit.
That's
No,
sick.
literally, bro. Literally. When I saw that email, I almost finished. I was like, this is
no,
my shit.
no wonder you're a
Are you
PlayStation
for real?
fanboy. No wonder
You
you're a
said what?
PlayStation
How many
fanboy.
games do you have to play to qualify for that?
Bro, I have no concept. When I got that email and I got a little card from them, I can't remember where it is now because I moved a while back, but I got a card from them with my PS5 that had my name on it and shit. Oh, so cool. So fucking cool.
How full is your PlayStation Cloud? Is it like 95% full? It must be full. If
Oh
you
my
have
god, dude.
that many.
There's no room. There's no room. I've played so much.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. I hate to ask this question, but your online library for PlayStation games can get filled.
It has depending on the tier that you do. You have like your internal hard drive, of course. The games are installed.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
you have like, this cloud that you can send games to re-download later. And
Bellow with
I
his
think the
ass,
base
Sony
has,
up.
like, I don't know how big it is, but for me it's only like 2% full. So and I
wow.
have probably like 100 plus games over the course of my PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 career on there. And so I imagine for you, Maury, it must be like probably 500. It must
I
be
think
a
I did
lot.
the math a while back. I think I'm close to like 300 or 400, something like that, across PS4 and PS5.
But the
something like
more
that.
that you, the higher tier you go, you get more space. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I pay for the highest tier. Sony got me. I'm the Sony pony. I do whatever they tell me to do. It's a shame.
Wow.
You and
Is there
Bellow
any
will get
other-
along.
But
Not today.
Astrobot is instant buy for me. I'm buying that game, and I'm probably
Man.
going to play.
Oh, there's one
100
game that I'm looking forward out of this entire showcase that I'm really excited for.
Ooh.
And that Ballad of Antara. That shit looks sick.
Yeah.
That
A lot of Tara
amazing.
looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you have very Elden Ring kind of looking game. It looks very much like Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
It's definitely that style.
Soulsborne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One game that was a surprise to me was the Dynasty Warriors announcement, as I thought the Dynasty Warriors series was dead. So
Same.
this really surprised me that there's even a new game was even in development. I had no idea.
I
Shout
was
out to Spirit.
shocked.
Welcome to
I
the
had
pod.
I had a lot of good times with Dynasty Warriors back in the day, and I haven't played a Dynasty Warrior since probably PlayStation 2 days. So I'm interested in jumping back in, but I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. But I don't know. It's a hit or miss. But I'm interested, So. But also, I did sign up for the Marvel Rivals console beta. I'm super excited about that.
Wait, we have to sign up for that?
Yeah, you have
Well,
to.
it's
It's a closed
closed
beta.
Closed
Yeah.
beta.
Oh shit! Let me get on that right now. Thank you.
I will say this, guys. I will say this.
hmm
What's up?
Don't listen to anything I say. I'm a hater. I'm looking at this Ballad of Antara trailer, and I'm just like, bro, we gotta save single player games. We gotta save these things.
Now you're coming to my side. Now
This
you're
game
looks
coming to my
beautiful.
side.
See.
See, all it takes is one good game to reinvigorate the whole-
Ballad of Antara is fucking amazing, bro.
This game's
Yep.
looking beautiful.
Yeah,
bro.
it looks awesome. It looks awesome.
You're not gonna get this experience in a multiplayer game.
Nope,
No,
But
you're
no, you
one
won't.
thing I will say about this whole state of play, though, if you look at everything that was revealed, there was nothing that was like I haven't seen before. And what I mean by that is Infinity of Nikki, Genshin Impact ripoff, Where Winds Meet, Rise of the Ronin ripoff, Ballad of Antara, Elden Ring ripoff. You know what I mean? It's like everything was just kind of.
In all fairness,
Mhm.
I played what is it? Jedi Fall Soldier. What is that game?
Fallen
the one
Order.
before Last Survivor. Fallen Order.
Yeah.
The one before Last Survivor.
Yeah, Fallen Order.
Yeah.
And I noticed that fighting style were no, like the way you build your stuff up, you get experience points, you go back to your resting point.
Yeah,
Once
it was
you go to your
influenced.
resting point,
Yeah, it was
it's
influenced by.
definitely influenced by Elden Ring. And you know why?
No, they said
because
it.
it
They
works.
said it. They did say it.
Because it works.
It wasn't Elden
that-
Ring though. It was more Souls like games because Elden Ring
Yeah.
wasn't out yet when it
Same
came out.
thing, though. Same thing.
No, I know.
But you know,
but it's just
like now we're
clarifying.
seeing this, like all the games are very Souls-like for
Mhm.
the most part. A lot of the newer games, solo experience especially.
Mhm.
That is the trend we're seeing now. But think about how popular Baldur's Gate 3 was. Probably next year, the year after, we're probably going to start seeing releases like that. That's probably what's going to be happening because that game, those games that they're going
What's
to
that
release for
combat
that,
like?
it's top-down, like RPG turn-based kind of thing. You roll the dice to determine.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like D&D, just like D&D. So probably games like those are probably in development right now, and probably in the next year to 2 years, we're gonna start seeing those games coming out because that's gonna be the trend. Because probably Baldur's Gate's gonna make that trend.
Yes, I fully agree.
Where the Wind Meets also looks kind of cool to me as well. It reminds me of what was that game? Wulong Fallen Dynasty. Kind of look like that. It
We
looks
have a
pretty cool.
question here in the chat, real quick. I
And
know
it-
we've been on for a while.
I was
but,
just gonna ask
uh,
you how you guys feel about the current state of COD. Is it?
As a
We
person
just
who does
talked
not play Call of
extensively
Duty,
on
I'm
COD.
gonna absolutely defer. I don't play Call of Duty. I only know about it secondhand, so I don't feel comfortable commenting on it. But
Yeah.
and yeah, the game is, I don't know. Activision's practices, though, I do not stand behind in the slightest.
Mm,
Guys, I have to say, I'm watching Baldur's Gate fighting right now,
mm.
and I did not know the fighting in this game was like this, and I am wildly surprised. It is as successful as it was. Because
I don't watch. I've never looked at
That-
it.
It just shows
Bro.
that you, Heartless, you probably haven't played the original Baldur's Gates from back in the PC days. Is essentially the same thing. And
Yeah, and it's
Um,
that fan base that went back to the
yeah.
game.
I'm
Yeah.
not even hating. It's kind of really cool and refreshing to see that people are putting games like this at such high praise. Because
Yeah,
like,
and
you would think these kind of games would die out.
And the fact that that popped off so hard, that means
It
there's
did.
a market for this, and now there's going to be a lot more games come out.
So
like
is this
Oh.
real time strategy?
essentially, yeah, very
Yeah,
similar.
it is. Right? It's
Dragon
turn-based
Age,
real time strategy.
Dragon Age Inquisition is also the same kind of gameplay. In case if you are interested in it at all, it's the same.
I'm gonna
kinda
look
thing.
into this.
Dragon Age Inquisition is the same kind of thing.
Have you guys played A Way Out? Yeah, I've played A Way Out before. I never beat it though, because you need someone else. To
I
play
did
with.
beat it.
You play
I
with
did
a
beat
friend.
it.
You need a friend to play it with,
Yeah.
and you don't
It was
have
cool.
to, the friend doesn't have to own the game, which is why I love the game so much. This game looks fun, bro. Where the Wind Meet?
You're getting Rise of the Ronin, right? That looks very much like.
Yeah, it
Rise
looks
of the
like
Ronin.
Rise of the Ronin. It looks like
Or
old school friggin' kung fu movie style, Crouching Tiger,
That
Hidden
is
Dragon type
very
of
much
vibe.
Sekiro. That is Sekiro vibes all over it too. So,
Mhm.
you see, like From Software games, they have started this birth of all these kind of games.
But that's
now.
it. Always happens once something innovative happens in
Can I ask
in
something?
industry. What's up?
So we look at all these games. So we have a bunch of single player games here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Wins Me, I think it's a single player game, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what we just
The
looked
other-
at just now.
At least that's what we know about it so far.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Then we have the other one. It's a single player game, right?
Yeah, Ballad of Antara.
Ballad of Antara, right?
Mhm.
And then we have. I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of other single player games. that come
Dynasty
out. We had-
Warriors. I'm pretty sure single player.
We had
if I'm not
Elden Ring
mistaken.
come out. We had Ghost of Tsushima come out, and we
Mhm.
had Baldur's Gate come out. And you know what's gonna happen at the end of the day?
Well,
The ones who make good games, they'll succeed, and they'll
Yeah,
stick around, and their
exactly
companies
what
will
I
not have to lay
said.
anyone off.
That is exactly what I said, Heartless. The
And-
cream rises to the top.
The
and
cream rises to the top. and
In a
that
world
is
outside of
just how
Game
it
Pass.
works.
In a world outside of Game Pass. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. In a world outside of Game Pass. And if you believe in your cream, then don't let the Xbox machine eat it all up.
I agree.
Pause.
that I was about to
Man,
say.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to say.
I want us to keep that. I
Hold
want
up,
us to
wait,
keep
wait,
that
wait,
same.
wait.
I just wholeheartedly agree with everything you said, Heartless, but I also want us to keep that same energy for Steam, because Steam is free. Steam does refunds. Steam brings that same energy that may potentially be, hurting this.
What's wrong with refunds? Are you
I'm
against me
saying,
getting my money back on a game that's ass cheeks?
All I'm
Do
saying.
you want me to pay them again? Like,
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just
Yo,
keep that same energy.
I couldn't
So,
get to it fast enough, Heartless. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do this.
Crazy. Crazy.
y'all see what Danny said?
Well,
What?
What's there to be said about these games that take over the gaming world for 1-2 months and die out? Leave the company, the finals, only up, BattleBit, Pal World.
That is the greatest
Yeah.
point I've made of this whole podcast.
Mhm.
Many multiplayer games die off for
Live
no-
service.
Yeah.
Bro,
Doesn't work.
the finals was sexy for like a minute, and then
But I
ain't nobody
guarantee
talked
you
about
there
it
is
no more.
still just as many people today that talk about Last of Us in a there are Metal Gear fans still alive today. You know,
I
they're still
wi-
everywhere. You know,
Lord Hades said, "I wish I could refund." Wait, I wish I could have
Your fir-
refunded the 130 I spent on Black Ops 3 on
Your first
PlayStation.
mistake was spending
Then
130.
Yeah.
it didn't work.
What kind of did it come with a
How
gun?
did
A real
you do
gun?
that?
What did it come with? That
Did you
made
get a
spend
Medal of
100
Honor? Like, what's going on?
Did you get a military discount everywhere you went shopping afterwards? Because I'm confused.
Yo, that was what? Nah, bro.
That's insanity.
Overall, like, how do we feel about the state of the play? Like, I already said 7 out of 10 for me. What's your guys' temperature on it?
On what? Call of Duty?
Just in general, the state of play. The state
Oh.
of play.
Mm.
Well,
But Call of Duty for
let's
me is a
focus
2
on
out of 10.
Danny's question because
Yeah.
I think it's a great question, and I think part of it is on the consumer. Consumers are fickle, right? Well, so like, and then also a lot of it is FOMO, and then a lot of it is also most people are sheep, and then I also think that some of these games they're not as good as we think they are on launch.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ever feel that?
That is 100% facts.
Mhm.
Like, there's so many, like, Cyberpunk is probably the best example. A game that comes out in these busted states,
Solid
and it
7.
takes years for them to get good, you know?
The United Nations, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast. We're talking games right now.
Solid 7? All right.
I think live service, right? Here's my thing. I think the problem with live service is this, and this is why I just don't love the model in general. And I think it's like, I don't want people's answer to what a game needs to be is they need to make it like Apex. They need to make it like Fortnite. I think my take is this, and that's that, like, when live service games come out, they come out with a promise to the player base that we're going to continue to make this game interesting and innovative and add new things over time. And the truth is that it's impossible. It is an impossible feat to hit unless you're Epic Games and you have like 2,000 employees working for you, because to constantly recreate your game, you're just making parts of a new game every however many months, and it's just not sustainable. It's not a sustainable model of business for a game, and that's why I love when games come out and they're just what they are. My favorite days my favorite time in the world was when Halo would drop and you just got everything in the package. That multiplayer lived for 10 years at a time. People still play Halo Reach and Halo 3, and the reason why is because it all came packaged in. You didn't need to recreate it 15 times for it to be amazing. You needed to make a solid... Yeah, no balance. I agree. And I think balance patches are great, but I don't think like the model, I love balance patches, but the model shouldn't be you have to recreate the game a million times and keep selling me stuff to make the game great. I think that's what...
Something
Yeah.
else I'd like to point out as well. You have to think about a lot of these development studios that make these games. I don't think they fully understand how far they have to commit to become like a fully like live service company. Because think about what Naughty Dog did when it came to developing the Last of Us game, right? The Last of Us multiplayer game. They canceled the game because effectively what would happen was, this is what Neil Druckmann went to basically the board of PlayStation and said, listen, we can either just turn our whole company into just a live service company that only is making games for The Last of Us, like only working on the Last of Us multiplayer game, or we can cancel this game and just focus on what we're strong, what makes us who we are.
Yes.
Right?
Sounds like they did what Ravensoft should have done. Remember Ravensoft?
Bro, you're telling me about Ravensoft? Go look at my
I know it's the trigger word for you.
Bro, that hurt me so much, bro. Like Ravensoft it's in the Call of Duty minds, bro. That's all they do. Churn out Call of Duty every fucking year. That's all they do.
A point that I wanted to expand on Maury's point is, I don't like live service / multiplayer games as the future of gaming because they're not timeless. If people stop playing those games, or the server shut down, or players switch to another game, you have no one to play with, and you can't enjoy the game to its full potential anymore. But single player experiences are timeless. I can play Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Solid today and still enjoy it. You know,
Which
they're
is
just
why
timeless.
I'm
As long as I
yeah
have a copy of the game, I can enjoy it forever,
yeah.
and that's where they stand apart from
That
me.
is why I'm not fully like on board when it comes to live service game.
Uh, I gotta say this real quick. I'm so
Mhm.
sorry to interject. I just saw what Heartless threw in the chat, and I'm just livid. I'm just livid. I'm just so disappointed in
That's all.
Heartless. I'm
Listen,
just so disappointed in
that's
him.
what I tell my.
This
I did,
guy. I'm sorry, Cash.
I didn't even see that shit, bro.
Man. Sorry, Cash. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Heartless, you ain't shit. I
7 feet
lost.
Listen,
tall,
I know I'm
right?
not shit, but
Heartless
I
is
have a counterpoint to
Heartless
what
is
Maury
7
was
feet
saying.
tall.
What's that?
Heartless is 7 feet tall, just for the record.
Yeah. So listen, there's no balance patches, but like back in the day, Street Fighter would come out with a game, and then a year later they would come out with the same game but with balance changes and sell
And
to
new
you as a brand new game for
and new
$60,
characters,
$50.
and new characters. Don't forget
Mhm.
that.
But that's
And
just the balance change.
Right.
and new modes.
That
It-
is like that you're pay back in the day you'd pay $50 for what you pay $20 for today. You buy the season 1 pass and then for the whole year you get everything that comes with it.
I mean,
But no,
Street
back
Fighter
in the day you have to
5
pay $50 every year to get the new game to get the balance changes.
Street
Oh,
Fighter
true.
5 though.
Because they did it
Well,
with
think
Marvel
about
vs.
the DLC
Capcom.
of that though. If you
UMVC.
buy 4 characters over the course of a year, over a season,
Mhm.
and they say they're $10 each, that's $40. So, well, how is that any different than paying $50 for a game that may also have balance patches too, and also a few extra modes? Same thing.
Yeah. So first
know?
off, I don't even have to buy the new characters for the game to get balance changes itself. But I remember when Street Fighter 4 came out. How many editions of Street Fighter 4 was there before
Four.
they stopped making it? Let's go
4
find out.
editions. There's 4 editions.
4
4 of
editions?
them.
Yes.
So that for 4 years straight, you'd have to buy a
Damn.
new game just to keep up with Street Fighter culture. And I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all.
But
I'm just
so
saying.
you
I'm just saying live service. I'll
Mhm.
take live service, and they keep updating the game all day. I'll take that
We
all
were
day.
just
Than having to
hating
buy a
on
new game
Call of
every year.
Duty for doing that. Is when it switched from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3 and Overwatch, we were just hating on them for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's
hating on them for what?
Uh,
Exactly.
we about them switching the Overwatch to Overwatch 2. We were just like irritated about that. And essentially that they
No,
did
because
exactly what Heartless
because they basically reskinned the game and call it a new game. That's not what Heartless is talking about.
Well, the
Like,
new
these
game is
people-
free.
Yeah.
but
the
you
new
didn't
game is
pay
free.
for it.
The
So
issue with Overwatch was you paid $60 for a game and it disappeared on you.
Exactly.
When you with Street
it
Fighter,
doesn't exist anymore. Overwatch 1
Yeah, it
doesn't
doesn't
exist
exi-
anymore.
it does not exist anymore.
Unless you bought
But,
it
like-
in disc form.
But like with Capcom, you pay $60 for the game, and every year it will update itself. You don't have to buy any of the new characters, but for 7 years it is going to update itself with balance. Maybe 5 years, not 7. But you know what I'm saying?
there's
So,
Capcom does it the right
the
way. but
United
not
Nations just
Namco,
said-
where in order to lab against Eddie, you have to buy Eddie. What the fuck? But
All
I
right,
mean,
so
Yeah, that's true.
the United Nations just said in the chat, but they want money. Game creators lost their passion. It's all about the money, and that's true at the end of the
companies that
day.
make games
Yeah,
have-
it's just they think about how they can basically extrapolate more money from their consumers.
they have to find a way to get more money out of the people that are buying games.
Which is why
today.
we get so many like bundles and like special editions and all that crap.
that Ninja Turtle thing. that
Yes,
you
pretty
said
much.
earlier. Yeah.
hmm But Activision is greedy. That's happened there.
well-
Plus mismanagement. Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of mismanagement going on in the games industry in general. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of that
There-
going around.
I don't think I've mentioned it a few other times where I just don't think they're settled on one solid plan to make their money. They do the microtransactions, they do the deluxe editions, they do the retail price, they do the free to play, they do all these different things. There isn't a solid set plan on how they across all the games are going to make their money. And it's caused to a lot of consumer confusion on games because one game's trying to push this one way and another game's trying to push this other way. Ubisoft is kind of doing their own thing now with the way they're pricing their games. So it's really
Mhm.
confusing for us to know if we're getting value out of out of our money. For me, I find it confusing, but
Right.
I don't know.
Zilly said, I mean, look at Warframe. In what regard, Zilly? Are you talking about Warframe being mismanaged, or is it the fact that Warframe still exists today? Almost anything you pay for is either a time save or a cosmetic. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. They did it almost right. I haven't played
The
Warframe in such a long time. Wasn't it a PC game first before it got ported to console?
That's like the Tekken Battle Pass is buying those clothes for your person. It's kind of lame, to be honest. But that store they have, that's really lame.
Yeah, I think it all started. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where it started. But yeah, bro, like overall, I think again, I'm still concerned for the industry where it stands right now. I feel like the industry itself is bleeding. I don't know if it's a correction or it's bleeding. That's where a lot of uncertainties are coming from for fans and for people within the industry because it's almost as no one's really
in terms of the
communicating.
in terms of the state of play, though, obviously Astrobot stood out to me. What is there any game that we're all like the most excited about?
I already talked about mine.
Yeah,
Antara.
and
Chat, is anybody if anyone watched the state of play, what games are you guys looking forward to from the state of play?
For me, I'm most excited for Concord. I love that Sony's doing a first-person shooter. I love that they're getting back into their riskier decisions. I like Sony when it takes risks. So I am excited for Astrobot, but I am more excited for Concord.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, just to see what it's about. I'm not going to
Like I
knock the
said.
game.
I'm hopeful, but
Yeah.
as I said before the show started, it looks to me like an Apex clone, very similar. So
To me, it's an
Apex-
Overwatch clone to me.
the Apex fanboys, they're very loyal. So
But what about it is Apex? I keep
it
hearing
looks
that.
more-
about it.
yeah.
art style, the combat, it looked very.
Nah, for me, it's
Apex.
Overwatch. To me, it's a realistic Overwatch, in my opinion.
Can we look in
Yeah.
the mirror? Saying anything is an Apex or Overwatch or anything clone, wouldn't we have to say any game that's a 2D fighter is a Street Fighter clone?
No,
That's fair.
Mortal Kombat.
That's
Which
what
one
I'm
came
saying.
first?
I think the take that Concord is like a clone of anything. It's like, no, it's a 5v5 hero shooter, so it's probably closest to Overwatch, but I don't think it's cloning.
Exactly.
But I don't think it's cloning it. Apex is a battle royale. This is a 5v5 arena shooter. Like they might look like art direction might be similar, but I don't think that anything about them
Do
is
games-
clone-ish.
Do games that involve trading cards, are those Magic the Gathering clones?
Hell no.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
No, that's crazy. What? No. Hearthstone is a Magic clone. Well, it has some similarities. I'll give it that.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
gonna redact that. I'm not gonna use the word clone, but they are clearly inspired.
Does that mean
Again,
any
watch this.
game-
This is Destiny. This is Destiny. If you watch close enough, you see Destiny. This is literally Destiny. And when I say that, I don't mean a Destiny clone, but I mean the gunplay is Destiny, and it's because every developer at Firewalk is an ex-Bungie dev. Like, you can see it. You can see it.
So Danny just says Until Dawn remaster kind of makes no sense.
Danny,
We've been saying
man.
that. You're
You're
kind of
talking about
preaching to
that
the
earlier.
choir. You're preaching to
Yeah.
the choir, bud.
We spent way too much time talking about
Talking
that.
about that.
Yeah.
That is a wash.
Oh
for me.
snap! I
don't-
love the run.
Dude, that's gonna be my main Star Child. I'm so excited to play a Star Child. My God, this game cannot come sooner.
What
bro.
I love-
I've not been this excited
What
for
I
something in a
love
long
is
time.
when you evade. Like I don't remember what character that was, but when they evade, you can actually see her like flip around. It's kind of sick.
The excitement
that.
that you have for Concord, I have for Marvel Rivals. I think that's gonna be my game.
I don't
That's
know.
gonna be the
I'm
game
not.
that gets me
See,
into
you saw
shooters,
that
I
just
think.
now.
This game looks better than Marvel Rivals to me.
Yes,
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
I'm on the fence of the Marvel Rivals right now, at least. I'm hoping I can get
Marvel
into the closed
Rivals,
beta,
I'm not fully on board with Marvel Rivals. It has some interesting concepts, sure, but I need to get hands-on experience before I have my final verdict.
I'm reserving my full judgment for now, but yeah, Marvel Rivals has my attention.
Bro, you
Guaranteed.
saw that
like-
shit? You saw
I'm
that
going to
evade?
definitely give
No.
it a go.
That evasion tactic was crazy. The fact that you can do that in a first person shooter is dope to me.
Bro, as soon as I get this pre-ordered, I'm sending you guys codes. Like
Oh,
we're
we're
gonna
making-
run
we
this
together?
shit.
We can make we're playing
I will
together.
I will remain open-minded. I'm gonna give the game its fair chance for sure.
Thank you,
I,
guys.
But
Thank you.
For me, Marvel Rivals though, it's got me hooked right now. I'm definitely excited about that one.
Yeah, and I mean it has like brand recognition, but for me, I love seeing new IPs, and like that's why this is more exciting to me than Rivals. It's like, oh, Marvel Rivals is literally taking exact abilities from Overwatch and just putting them on Marvel characters. Okay, cool. Well, this game looks a little bit more bold to me than Marvel
Are
Rivals.
either of us surprised by so much VR
Yeah, it's a little.
support?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of. I mean, I understand they're trying to push this VR thing, but that kind of took me by surprise that they're coming out with They
What
pushed it so hard in the state of play. I didn't expect that. You know.
the move?
Yeah,
I love the
I thought it was
movement.
done.
I think the movement in this is it's a little original. I like the new like ways of moving in this game. I like it.
Yeah.
The movement looks pretty clean. It looks like it's gonna be very like fluid. It almost reminds me of when Titanfall just came around, when you did the wall running and all that shit. That's
Hell
kind of the
yeah.
vibe I'm getting from seeing this.
I'm gonna give it a fair chance.
I mean, that's
I'm
all we
definitely
can
gonna
do,
give it-
really.
Yeah, my body is ready. Give
I-
me Concord.
Pro Casual FSB, thank
What
you
about
for the follow.
Heartless?
That's Foot Slap.
Oh,
Shout out to Foot Slap in the building.
what's
that
good?
here?
No, that's thing. Foot
Oh.
slap. All right. But yeah, the game looks good. The game looks good.
It
Like
looks-
I said, like I said
like
though,
that.
that's the only thing I can say about that is the survival. It has to do something in terms of like its price point. It's either going to be a lower price point or free to play.
That will be what makes or breaks the game. Is
Yep.
How expensive.
That's all.
Especially
That's what I
when
feel.
there are free to play options out there, that is the make or break. Because you're not going to pull away someone who has spent microtransactions on a free to play game like Destiny. You're not going to pull them away to
Mhm.
pay money for a game they may not like.
I don't know, man. I'm sitting here and I've put hundreds of dollars into Overwatch and I'm geeked. Like,
But
you
with
kind of
revert-
feel
if the
nickled
game
and
is not-
dimed.
If the game is not what you expect,
Yeah,
you
but
feel a
no,
little
so-
jaded, so
Go ahead, Harless.
you'll go right back to
Were
Destiny.
people having attitudes like you and they're willing to shell out money to game devs and companies? I would not be surprised that they were gonna. People are not gonna be like, yo, I put so much money. Like, I get it. I put money into this game and I'm comfortable on this game and I want to stick to having this game. But
Mhm.
people are adding more games to their rotation of games that they play. Are you guys not seeing that?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because if your game sucks and you put $200 into it, you're not like, well, I guess I'll go down with the ship. You're like, God, this game fucking nickeled and dimed me $200. What else is coming out? Is there anything better, more innovative?
Again, that's
good-
me in
I
Call of
don't know.
Duty. That was me in Call of Duty. That's how I started playing Overwatch.
I'm trying to think of a game.
I
where
left
felt
Call of
really
Duty for
good.
Overwatch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
I like
I'm
Overwatch.
excited.
When we play together, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun when you play. More, we haven't played together. No, you haven't showed up. You're
No,
like-
you know,
like,
you
fuck
know,
you
I
guys.
gotta-
I don't want to play with you guys on squad now. You guys suck.
No,
Okay.
gentlemen. No, truthfully, the reason why I don't make squad nights is because that's my night with my girlfriend. It's Saturdays, Wednesdays, and Sunday days. That is the rule. Because every
I'm-
other day I'm busy.
I'm
Sounds like
kidding.
a
trying to
job.
Think of the
I'm
last
kidding.
game
This
that
man
I bought
said it
that
sounds
was
like a
really
job.
today.
I hate
You
ours,
guys'
bro.
schedule. I'm like, okay.
Yes, bro,
Hey,
bro. It's
that's
intentionality.
I wish I had your kind of mindset. I don't have that shit.
No, Maury doesn't. Do you have kids, Maury?
Gosh,
You
it's like I
don't.
gave you 8 babies. That's enough.
No kids
Yeah,
yet.
it's-
Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be sure you play
Yeah.
Astrobot with them.
Oh, absolutely. That was the one thing that Cash said during the showcase that almost put me overboard. We saw Astrobot, and he's like, "Yeah, I guess I'll play it with the kids." I'm like, "This
Yeah.
motherfucker!
Yeah.
Like, give
Yeah.
Astrobot its
I
love,
said it when we
bro."
talked about that
Nah.
kitty game. Every father every gamer father should have a game like that in their collection for that.
Oh, I have a
very
shit ton of them. I
Yeah.
had Pepper Pig. Yo, I had the chat try to roast me. Like, yo, are you really playing Pepper Pig? No, motherfuckers. I got kids, bro. Pepper Pig is on
Right.
my game for my
Games
kids.
like
Right.
those are essential. They're essential in every gamer father's collection.
But
Essential.
why? But even without kids, I want to play Astropod.
Oh, I would play it regardless. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
buying it for the kids. I'm buying it for me.
See, see, and Cash was like, "Oh yeah, it'll be for the kids." I'm like, "Oh come on,
for sure.
come on,
For sure. For the kids, bro.
no,
Josh,
no."
are you with me on this? Like, your brain's not gonna get very stimulated playing that game, right?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
my brain
No,
is
it's
going to be
not.
on
No, it's not.
overload stimulation because there's so
Same.
many colors. Yeah, there's
Yeah, I know-
those
yo,
boss battles are
wow.
epic.
Pretty
Wow, that's not how my
colors.
brain works at all.
No. No.
Man.
Yeah, I'm definitely not there with y'all. I'm sorry.
I need like a puzzle to solve, and
There will
and
be
not like a
puzzles.
kid. Nah, not like a kid's puzzle.
Uh,
See,
Wow.
that is you need to play a modern platformer, Heartless, because modern
Yes.
platformers have a lot of tricky elements to them these days. They always have, but now it's even more. So
Heartless will cry if he plays Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Money.
I like
Money
I
on it.
like when the tricky elements are in the gameplay. You know what I like about Street Fighter? Every
what is
match is a game of
what
chess.
is more interactive than pushing a button and then jumping or doing something like that? That is interactive, very interactive.
We bring up the fathers with this one. What do you mean?
Yeah, for me, solid 7 out of 10 for the.
I was about to
for
ask
the
a question. I was about to ask that
solid
same
7 out of
question.
10.
What do you guys think about the state of play? So Jerem says it's a 7 out of
Yeah.
10. Yeah, I
Solid
gave it
7
a
out of 10.
I gave it a 6 to a 7 out of 10 as well. I gave it a honest 7, not an IGN 7. That's what I said.
If your grade is 7, I'm gonna raise mine to 7.5.
I was about to say,
Gotta
I
be
was.
higher than
Wow.
yours.
Wow.
Because it's gotta be
Dude,
higher than
why?
yours.
Why?
Because the way you've reacted to some of these games and the Astrobot, oh man,
I never said Astrobot was bad. I said I wouldn't play it.
I'm raising mine to
Yeah.
7.5.
Gosh, Cash, dude. See, I agree, Germ. I think I'm up to a 7.5. As I sit with it longer, like I just remember so many recent state of plays, especially when I lived with my best friend Evan. We would sit there and we would stop everything we were doing. We'd be in the middle of a work day. We'd get off our computers. We'd go sit down in the living room, watch the state of play, and just be completely disappointed for 30 minutes. Like it was just so bad. But this one, it really didn't disappoint me. I was actually really
See?
impressed. So
See?
I'm at a 7.5.
Thank you, United Nations. Thank you. It is a solid 7. There we go. There we go.
Nah.
I wasn't
Honestly,
alone.
because I know I enjoyed it more, so I have to be a little bit higher. So I'm going that 0.5 higher.
I
But
don't
I'm-
think
I-
it
I
was,
think
but
I
I
enjoyed it
never
more.
said it was bad though. We can all agree that we
Well, I'm not
can have
saying it's
different
bad. I'm
takeaways.
just saying I enjoyed it more, so I have to give myself that half point more. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
That's my rational. You know,
Okay.
based on that scale, you know.
Okay. Heartless, what about you? What's your thoughts based on the reveals? We didn't
I
even
mean, I had
talk
a lot
about
of
the
fun
VR
talking
game.
about these games. I liked the game that you were putting on screen. What was
Ballad
it
of
called again?
Antara.
Ballad of Antara. That looked exciting.
Yep.
And it really reminded me that we don't want to lose out on single player experiences. So I hope that the gaming industry figures itself out and they keep bringing these games to us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to give it a solid 7.
All right. No, don't laugh, Cash. You said 6 to 7.
see,
You are
yeah,
not.
yes,
you have
I
no
s-
friends here.
I said no. Of course I do. Like I got
No,
United
yeah,
Nations in the chat.
Across the
Agreed.
board, and then I
Heartless
have
is
me at
also on
7.5.
board.
6 to
Listen,
7 is not a solid 7. Cash, no.
we-
No, I
It
said-
really depends what kind of mood you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why I said that.
Is it like
Yeah.
a morning type mood, or is it like
That's like grading
Or
a
is it-
test.
or is it like a
That's
midday
grading a
mood
test
after
between
a long
C
day
and
at
a
work?
D. Totally different vibe. Totally different energy between getting a D on a test and a C on a test. Totally different energy.
I agree.
I never said it was bad though.
they both passing though?
Exactly. Like I said, it was.
Man.
So we got 7s across the board, and we
Right.
got me at a 7.5. That's
So-
Germ, I'm with you. I'm at a
Morris
7.5
said,
too.
Morris said
7.5?
7.5 too.
Yes.
Like I said, the VR games look great, but I'm not gonna shell out another additional $550 to play a fucking VR game. I'm sorry, it's not.
Hell
happening.
no.
It's not happening.
For me, if Astrobot wouldn't have been there, I would have given this easily a 6 or a 5 out of 10. But nope, Astrobot gave it that extra point or two to get me.
I
right.
agree.
Saved by the kids game.
Yeah.
Saved by the
Gosh.
Kids game.
Gosh.
If there would have been Street Fighter 5 Season 2 announcement, that would have gone up another point. Gone up another point.
That
let's
doesn't
put that out
count.
there.
That does not count.
It counts in my heart.
How does
If
that?
Sagat
How
would have
does
been
a street?
announced,
How
if
does a
Sagat
Street
would have been
Fighter
announced,
count?
it would have gone to 10 out of 10.
But why
for
would
me.
that count for a PlayStation showcase? Is what I'm saying.
Because
It's not a
I've been
PlayStation
wa-
game.
I have waited a year now. Well, by the way, Street Fighter is 1 year old as of today. Shout out to Street Fighter 5.
Oh, really?
Yes, it
But,
is.
Oh wow.
I have waited a whole year now for my 30-year main. I can't wait no longer.
Mm-mm.
But I'm gonna have to.
Nah, this overall the showcase was pretty good. I think it's just like I said.
We're all not disappointing overall.
It wasn't. It wasn't. There wasn't a game that I would say, yo, you
Except
know.
for Until Dawn. That's the
Un-
only one I would
But
be like,
Until
"Get
Dawn,
that
I
shit
don't
out
think
here."
it was bad. It's just it was unnecessary, is what
Yeah.
I'd say. Because it's not like they released a bad game. It's an unnecessary release. That's what it is.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how this stacks up to the Xbox showcase next.
What do you
week.
guys want to do? Because we could. I guess we could talk about that during the week. Like, do you guys want it to do a live reaction during that time? Because I can set up the time for
What time
that.
is it airing?
Yes.
What
It's
time is it? What when is it
11.
airing?
It's airing on
11.
Sunday,
What 11? Like Eastern time?
Eastern
Pacific
time, I think. Wait. Xbox showcase.
Because it won't be a live thing, or we could do a live video of it, but it won't. I don't know.
What do you mean we could do a live video? But what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Depending on when it's released, we usually record or one in the evening.
Well, that's what I'm
It's-
saying. We could do it. We could do it because of that. We can set up a time and just say, all right, we could do it live. That's what I'd
I'm
be down
down.
to doing that.
I'm down. So we could just
It's-
record earlier in the day.
Yeah, we
Alright,
just
what do you think?
basically we
I'm
wouldn't
down.
have the podcast. We just do a reaction that day.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Pacific time, Cash, is when it'll be up.
Okay, so that'll
Yeah,
be
10 a.m.
1 o'clock
Pacific
for
time.
you?
For me?
Yeah, 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah. Okay, that works.
Okay. Yeah, that's 12 o'clock for me. Also, I'm just going to say this again. Do not sleep on Summer Games Fest. I really think it would be, I don't even know what you guys are doing that day, but it's 5 p.m. cash this time, Eastern time, on
When-
the 7th, Friday.
Hades,
this
are you
Friday?
still in the chat? If you are, thumbs up, shout out.
It's Friday. I think I would be able to do it. What time?
That's Friday at 5 p.m. your time.
5 p.m. I think I could do that. I could set that up.
That's a big deal. Like Summer Games Fest is
I
going to be
know.
all the big reveals.
Remember, I'm
GTA 6 gameplay
able to show off the Summer Games Fest. We could react to it. It's a whole reaction
What?
day.
I'll make a prediction right now. GTA 6 gameplay,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I can
wow.
see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
guaranteed.
I can see that.
Guaranteed.
Oh, I'm fingers crossed. Wolverine. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be.
No. We have a pizza bet. I can't show up for another year and a half, or else I'm fucked. I have to buy you a pizza. No. No. You'll see a Venom trailer, but you won't see Wolverine. No shot.
I probably.
I don't even-
I think you'll see. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably gonna see Venom before you see Wolverine.
So
Yeah, I
we
don't
have
know.
looking
I don't
forward to the next episode. Obviously, we're just talking about it. Xbox Showcase news and analysis.
Yeah,
We'll
so it's gonna
do
be a watch
live
party. Next
Yeah,
week it's gonna
live
be a
watch
watch
party.
party, guys. If y'all want to pull up,
And then
pull up.
we have on the docket since Father's Day is the week after. We're gonna be
Dads
putting
and
on
video
some
games?
radar, some gift ideas for the gamer dads.
No,
in your
I
life.
want dads in video games. You did moms in video games. We are gonna do that now. Put some
dads.
shine on it.
There's so many.
Oh, that's
though.
sick.
On the
There's-
gaming
That's an
daddies.
endless list, though. That is an endless list.
I don't care. We're gonna do that. Who's your favorite dad in video games? Don't share it right now. Please don't.
Ken Masters.
Really? Nah.
I gotta save it for next week, or maybe the week after, because it's actually Father's Day the week after.
Mm.
But I already have a few ideas for gamer dad gifts that I think would be bangers.
Okay. But overall, thank you guys for pulling up. Heartless, before we go out, let the people know what's going on.
It's that time.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? I don't know why I'm getting all
Dun,
I'm getting all amped up to do affiliate links. It's funny. I'm acting like I'm like a DJ at the club. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? It's just some affiliate links. All right, guys. Before we end off the show, I'm gonna say shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to all the lurkers. Anyone who had opinions. Anyone who listened to our opinions. Shout out to Cash, the host, the co-host, Jerm and Maury. I'm pretty sure Maury is becoming a permanent fixture on the show, and I couldn't be any happier about that. So thank you to everybody, and let's get on with these affiliate links. First one is Origin PC. Listen up. You guys know the deal. Are you trying to build the ultimate gaming PC? Then look no further than Origin PC. They're an award-winning PC building company, whether you're a gamer or a professional gamer. Origin PC has you covered. Check them out by clicking the affiliate link in the show notes or the description of this podcast. Also, this is an affiliate link, so any qualifying purchase will result in us getting a commission and no extra cost to you guys. The second affiliate link we got is GameFly. If you guys are looking for the ultimate gaming experience without breaking the bank, with GameFly, you can rent discs hassle-free, dive into unlimited gaming, and snag great deals on used games and movies. Use GameFly to check out games you're not so sure about, and once you've decided, you can buy it outright at a discounted price or send it back with no problem. Want to pause your subscription? That's not an issue. GameFly makes it easy to check out games on your terms. Just check out the affiliate link in the show notes to get started. Any qualifying purchase will result in a commission. Never mind, I messed it up. Anyways, Fanatical is the last one. Fanatical is your one-stop shop for over 1 million passionate gamers. Oh my God. Fanatical is your one-stop shop for over 1 million passionate gamers like you. Whether you're craving the latest AAA title, hunting for indie games, or searching for incredible deals on your favorite games, Fanatical has you covered. With a massive selection, unbeatable prices, you guys are sure to get your gaming fix. Just click on the link in the show notes of this podcast. Thank you guys very much.
Awesome.
go.
Thank you. I'm going to do world
My favorite
peace
part of the
things
show.
now. Oh, thank you, United Nations. We appreciate you for coming through. Don't forget to leave a follow. Thank you, appreciate you. All right. So
And
go ahead, Heartless.
for anyone that missed anything, these are going on YouTube. The podcast does go on YouTube.
Yes, it
And
goes
you
on
can
YouTube.
Check out the previous ones.
Yes, it's on YouTube where we have the audio version on all major podcast platforms, so you guys can go check that out as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Great show, dudes.
Guys, thanks for a great show. Seriously, I love this shit.
Every time you say Cash, we're gonna keep it at 2 hours. I'm like,
I blame all y'all motherfuckers,
Get
bro.
that shit
I
out
swear
of
to
here.
God.
I'm here to beef. Straight up.
Yeah, same.
that ain't happening.
Mhm.
I think this show is a lot of fun when we disagree and we
Yes.
educate each other, and I feel like everyone ends up leaving with a little bit more knowledge than they came with.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to agree with everything, but we still come to an understanding. That's what it is.
I always enjoy the fresh perspectives because, granted, you think what you think, but then it's great to have that other perspective join in and you're able to realize maybe you were wrong, maybe you hadn't thought it through all the way. That's the way every time we have one of these podcasts, that's how I feel. It's like, I now have a higher level of thinking than I had before,
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree. Both times I've been on the pod, at least every time, one of you, all of you have had a great take that I've heard, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that, and it's great. I love it, and I love the banter. I love the good banter back and forth. It's great. Well, Heartless tells me that Astro is shit, that's Cash is more. That's Cash than Heartless.
Said that. Bro, I'd never
No,
said that.
I keep
no.
getting
I'd never
accused
said
of
that.
being a spy. For
I said it's a
Nintendo,
fun
we
kid
own
game.
Nintendo.
No,
looks like
for
a
the
game
record,
I played
Germ
with
gets paid by Nintendo and Konami. I'm putting money
I'm
on
You
it
get
right
paid
now.
by
Sure.
Sony.
You're
Yes,
not
he
wrong.
does.
I do. Clearly, I got a PS5 pre-order
Yeah,
held for me.
clearly.
Yeah. You caught me.
But yeah.
That was shout out to Heartless. Good luck with your locals journey. We're excited to see.
Doing locals tomorrow. I'll be on stream, guys.
You guys
Let's go.
You guys should like slash the tires of Danny or something, so we can't make it to these locals or something. no more.
Danny,
You know?
Danny is becoming an actual concern in my life.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought about him in the
seriously.
shower, and not in a good way.
Wow.
I was
Crazy.
the hot water hit me, and I was like, bro, how am I
Solid
gonna
7.
level up? I was like, how am I gonna level up this Street Fighter career of mine? And then Danny came to mind, and I was like, you know what? This is not the time and place to be thinking about Street Fighter.
Yeah, no.
Danny's like your Gary Oak. It's like you just like keep bumping into him and he keeps taking you out, you know?
Yeah.
Bro. But yo, we're gonna raid over to Pinksy. He doesn't know that this is happening. Let's go send some love to Pinksy.
Nice.
Yo, raids are always awesome because it shares our community with other viewers, and Pinksy's also one of our teammates, so it's much love to Pinksy. Please go over there and send him some love. Tell him the boys at the freaking podcast sent you. Love
Ask
y'all.
him about Monster Hunter
Much love.
Wilds.
Peace.
I have a lot to say about it.
Oh yeah, yo, ask him. You guys can ask him what he thinks about Monster Hunter Wild, and he's gonna tell you. Let's go over there. We're leaving right now. But shout out to everybody, man. Tonight was amazing. I feel like this was probably one of the best pods we've had.
Hades, would
I'm
you
gonna
want
stop
to be
believing
on?
you if you say that after every single podcast.
But that's
Are
what
we
I'm
on
saying.
board?
But it feels like
Are
it
we
keeps getting better
Yeah, are we on board with having Hades on next? I think Hades would be
for
a
the reaction
bomber.
for the
Yeah.
watch party.
Yeah, because I
We
think if
could-
Hades is available, I think he'd be great for the Xbox showcase.
Hades, if you want to, let us know. Send us a DM. We could talk about it.
But yes, shoot us in the.
But yeah, we're raiding out to Pinksy, that bastard. But yeah, huh?
Bastardo.
Mm-mm. Okay, my boys 80s in there. Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna
Let's
lock
go.
it in.
I
We're gonna
think-
lock it in.
I think it would. Hades has probably the most to say about the nature and the highs and the lows of Xbox's
Xbox?
journey over the figures,
Xbox
yeah.
historian. You think you
Yeah.
think he's a more Xbox historian?
No, I'm saying he understands the highs and the lows. That's all I'm saying of the Xbox's journey, really well.
I'm taking
What do
these
you
headphones
think?
off.
What are you guys looking for?
I have a dent in my skull, and I blame you guys.
Damn.
Bro, you
Well, he
stream with
knows
that
more
fucking
than I
headphone. Stop
would.
it. I don't.
No, I
buy
don't.
it.
No, I don't. I don't
He
stream
knows it more
headphones.
than I would. I've never owned an Xbox, so I've never
Rating out. Have a good
experienced-
night, guys. Much
bullshit
love. Peace.
that-
Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Nah, guys.
Yo, I'm glad that rated happened. This motherfucker, my balls feel cupped. The fuck was that, bro?
Who is that?
I
Did we
have
know
no
that
idea.
person?